Hello and welcome to this YouTube channel. We're going to be playing some modern Painter's Servant combo today. You might find that to be a strange idea, seeing as Painter's Servant has seen minimal play in modern up until this point. But on the line today, we have painter expert Jasper.
Hiya, good to be here.
Who has helped me come up with this up-to-date and highly relevant Woodland Bellower combo with Painter's Servant.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that's important to note about this is that it feels like a great time to be playing Painter's Servant in modern, with Eldrazi on the up, and it's obviously there's great tech there to be had.
That's true. For those who don't know, Painter's Servant is a 1/3 scarecrow that enters the battlefield and lets you choose a color, which makes all cards that color in addition to their other colors. So cards like Eldrazi Temple, which require you can only tap it for 2 to cast colorless spells, is sort of disabled in that way. And there are many other interactions with Painter's Servant, which hopefully we'll come across today. Jasper, do you want to go ahead and explain the combo in this deck, I suppose?
Sure. So the combo in this deck, I mean, in Legacy, Painter's Servant normally combos with Grindstone, which obviously isn't modern legal. So we're here today to combo Painter's Servant with Woodland Bellower, which is for the low cost of 6 mana, it searches for a non-legendary green creature card with mana value 3 or less and puts it onto the battlefield. Now, with the Painter's Servant in play, naming the color green, all of your creatures in your deck are green, and that includes Phantasmal Image. So you search for Phantasmal Image and copy the Woodland Bellower, and then you search for another Phantasmal Image and copy the Woodland Bellower, and so on until you have 5 Woodland Bellowers in play. And with the last trigger, you get a Hellraiser Goblin. Is that what it's called?
Wow,
Hellraiser Goblin.
Yeah, you got that. It's a staple of
and
modern, I
then
suppose.
You attack for a lot of damage with 5 Woodland Bellowers, which have haste. So that's the combo, and everything else is kind of teched to make that happen. Birthing Ritual, Eldritch Evolution, and a bunch of Recursion, Eternal Witness, Renegade Rallier, Revelark. There's some funky other stuff as well. I don't know if you want to expand on some of our choice 4-drops.
So obviously, choice of 4-drops, there are singletons, but I suppose Woodland Bellower, while 6 is a very affordable mana cost, it's more expensive than the other cards in the deck. So we thought, why don't we play cards that sort of bump us up to 6 eventually with mana dorks, and then use cards that let us cheat on mana and dig for our relatively expensive creature, I should say. So we're playing Birthing Ritual and Eldritch Evolution, which let us sacrifice our creatures that are in play, hopefully that have gained some value on entering, like Eternal Witness and Renegade Valier, to sort of get out more powerful, larger creatures like Revelark. So Revelark also synergizes nicely with the sacrifice effects in the deck, and hopefully we can lark into Woodland Bellower. But if we can't manage to do that, we've got some alternative plans that synergize with Lark and Witness and Rallier, etc., like Felidar Guardian. Lets us flicker things like Eternal Witness and Rallier, but also Lark, which has the Leaves trigger, so you get to trigger your Lark and then buy back some other creatures. We've got a Witch Enchanter, so this is something that we can tutor for to answer a problematic artifact or an enchantment. We've got a Radagast, which is sort of a value engine that works really well with all the different creature types in the deck. So we've got plenty of different creature types, as you'll see in the games, which means that Radagast will be able to generate value. Obviously,
100%.
Everyone knows what Radagast already does, so I won't go into that.
There's no need to go over that. Pretty. Any serious player will.
Timeless Witness is our additional copy of Eternal Witness, which lets us Eldritch Evolution a 2-mana creature, notably Painter's Servant, into Timeless Witness, and then buy back one of the cards in our graveyard, probably the Servant, and then you can then evolution a 4 into the Bellower. So there's a bit of a chain going on there. We've got a Dream Dew Enhancer. Jasper, this was your suggestion. I don't know how much experience you have with this card.
Well, it's pretty good in Bloomborough Limited, I've got to say. That might be the extent of my experience with it so far. But I mean, it taps creatures, draws cards. What more do you want out of a 4-drop And it's a 3/4 with reach. Reach are pretty notable. I mean, we don't have any flyers in the deck other than Revelark, so we need to find ways of blocking those early game flyers, and a
That's
3/4 is pretty big.
Yeah, maybe someone will have a Dragon's Rage Channeler, something like that, or a Tameo.
Right.
This stops
exactly.
Tameo really well. So
It does. It's great at blocking Tameo.
Yeah, exactly. Which is
For the low cost of 4 mana, it should be pointed out.
Exactly. And obviously, lastly, we've got one copy of Prime Seeker Vanifar, which is another ritual evolution type effect, a birthing pod effect. So that lets us sacrifice our 3s to 4s to 5s and up to Woodland Bellower, and then hopefully combo kill. Notably,
it's also an elf ooze wizard. So off Radagast, it helps you find your non-ooze, non-elf, non-wizard creatures.
That's true. So I suppose something I've just noticed: we don't want to be Felidar guarding our phantasmal image creatures just before we maybe do that in game. There's a bit of an anti-synergy there, but otherwise, I suppose this is what we see as an ideal main deck for Woodland Bellower combo. Or Woodland Bellower Painter combo. In the sideboard,
100% optimized. There's not really.
Oh yeah. The sideboard though, I would say maybe some more commonly played cards we've got here. Hoping to look to beat maybe Underworld Breach with our Artifact Enchantment and Graveyard Hate. We've got some Sun Cleansers to tackle sort of fast starts from the Boros Energy deck, and then we've got a couple of Veil of Summers for decks that maybe are more controlling or play discard, that sort of thing. Tried to maximize on creatures that we can recur with Revelark or Renegade Rallier, but cards like Force of Vigor and Veil of Summer are obviously very strong and flexible. So yeah, 0 mana interaction is excellent. So I don't know if you have any other comments before we move on to the matches. We'll be playing a Modern League, Jess. So do you have anything else to add?
I don't think so. I would say that I think you can target Phantasmal Image copying Revelark with Felidar Guardian, and
because it loses
that works.
Does it lose its ability, or we'll find out. I suppose we'll learn as we go. maybe that does work. Okay.
I'm very excited to see this. What is sure to become a modern powerhouse in action for the first time.
Excellent. See you in the games.
See you in the games. Wow. Yeah, this is a hand that has all the ingredients for a great game, but I'm not sure that it's going to get there fast enough.
Yes, I think I would agree with you. So we are on the draw, and without any impactful plays, perhaps until turn 4 with this hand, because we can play out the Birthing Ritual. We haven't got anything to synergize with it in this hand, so I think I would lean towards mulliganing, but we do have some excellent modern
I'm inclined
staples.
to agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about this hand, Jasper?
I think this is much better. It has acceleration, and then we can hope to draw into another combo piece and get going.
Yeah, maybe a Birthing Ritual. What would you incline to put on the bottom there?
I think I'd go with probably one of the lands or one of the 4-drops here.
Okay. I suppose this is a land and a 4-drop. Maybe that's the flexibility we want, true, depending on what we draw.
Yeah, maybe.
I think maybe
we just bottom the plains.
Yeah, the plains, because we can then curve Birds of Paradise into turn 2 Painter Servant, which is a really strong play in Modern. Yeah, turn 1 Temple Garden, turn 2 Hedge Maze Painter Servant.
Yeah, a classic.
And then maybe a turn 3 Dream Dew Enhancer.
Viewers will agree.
Yeah, exactly. Turn 3 Dream Dew.
Turn 3 Dream Dew Enhancer. It's pretty. I don't know how they're going to beat that.
Yeah.
We just have to hope they do nothing.
Yeah, our opponent is considering what they want to do. Ooh, Bloodstained Mire. What does that tell you about their deck?
Well, they've fetched Mounting Goblin Guide. Wow, okay.
Oh, God. Our opponent
against Burn here.
Well, our opponent has unmulliganed us. That's value. Very nice. However, this could be quite a painful start.
Do we have a basic forest we can get?
We do, but we're going to have to shop at some point, I think. And I guess we don't have to shop. Maybe if we want to play our 2-drop on turn 2, but keeping a fetch land to have access to Revolt for Renegade Rallier
That is very
is
true.
something
That is very
relevant.
true.
So I'm inclined to just play Temple Garden here.
Yeah,
And
fine. I'm into that.
play out a
Let's do
bird.
that.
Notably, Painter Servant really good at blocking Goblin Guide.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely doesn't die to Lightning Bolt either.
Well, Lightning Bolt, I would say, is on a downtick in Modern. This is quite an aggressive draw from our
True.
opponent. Oh,
Okay.
I see. I feel like we're playing against one of those. What have they shown us? Birthing Ritual. That's a good card.
Birthing Ritual.
I feel like we're playing
3 times.
against. Do you remember those decks from like the Theros pre-release? I don't know if you did that, where they had like a challenger deck where it just did the same thing every turn, and you had to try and beat it with your deck. And it feels a bit like that. They're just playing Goblin Guide. Oh, you missed out.
Oops, all guides.
Yeah, oops, all guide. Well, as we discussed, I think I'm going to still play this Hedge Maze. Ooh, Evolution. I think we keep that.
Do we? Maybe.
Well,
I guess. I mean, are we not just dead if we?
Well, we can play out the Painter Servant block. Hopefully, we're just taking 4. It seems unlikely. And then next turn we can play our Dream Dew Enhancer, and then the next turn we can Evolution Enhancer into Bellower, and then that's a win.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like as good a line as any faced with triple Goblin Guide. So
yeah, triple Goblin Guide. I think our opponent's deck is firing on all cylinders here.
Look at those golden Goblin Guides.
They're pretty nice. So I suppose for the audience members who aren't aware, how long have you been playing with the Painter Servant card?
Oh, quite a long time now. I think I probably started playing around 9 years ago with Painter Servant.
That's
Legacy.
exciting. Ooh, we got bumped. Yeah. They're going to see that we're playing Eldritch Revolution. So yeah, if I block this, I don't want to. Oh, if we block this, we might lose to Swift Spear if they play.
I think we're dead to a spell anyway.
Yeah, so let's block their Swift Spear and try and go to 1. Well, at 1. This is interesting. Are we dead? Oh, we've got a turn. Now,
we've got a turn.
This is exciting because we can now get a 4-drop with Eldritch Evolution. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with these lands this turn. Or we can play our tap Stomping Ground, which I think might be the plan.
Yeah.
So I guess while we're here, I mean, we didn't come here not to Eldritch Evolution.
No, that's very true.
Let's sack this Painter Servant and see what's going on.
Is there anything that we can... Do we need like Fog on a Stick here?
Fog. Yeah, that would be good.
We can't Eldritch Evolution into the 1 ring here, which is unfortunate.
No.
Aside from the fact that it's banned in Modern.
It's banned and not a creature. That would be exciting, though.
I think we're dead. I think we can probably just scoop them up.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But we did get to look at these nice cards again, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Very nice.
That was a very aggressive start from our opponent. And unfortunately, I haven't really got any sideboard cards for Burn. As we talked about, we've got cards
we're not teched for Burn.
No. Yeah. No. And I don't know if we have anything that we really want to be tutoring for against Burn either. I think we just have to hope they don't have triple Goblin Guide again. Which, fair play to our opponent. That's quite a good start. Because this doesn't really do very much. It's just a 1/4. It's probably worse than all of our existing plans. So I think I'm happy to just resubmit here.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh wow, our opponent was already ready. They really are. We've got our Dream Dew Enhancer in hand again, and our Hellraiser Goblin. I'm inclined to think this is also a mulligan. To be honest,
I think this is a mulligan.
We really want to start on a dork. Ooh, okay. Well, this hand has a lot of dorks.
You ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily have a second land. What do you think about this hand, Jasper?
I don't know how much choice we have, really.
It seems...
Would you want to go down to 5 here? This doesn't seem great.
No, maybe this doesn't do quite enough. We've got 3 dorks, so if they don't kill our first creature, we can have maybe 5 mana on turn 3 and play a Lark, and maybe that's a good plan. If we draw a land.
Maybe.
Like turn 1, mana elf, turn 2, elf, turn 3, hope to have drawn a land and play a Lark.
It's a strong curve.
But if they do kill our first mana elf, then we're
I
quite
think we lose.
far behind. Yeah, but maybe they're not interested in that. Maybe they'll just play a creature. I think I'm going to keep this. Given that we want to have all these 5 cards, would you rather put a witness or image on the bottom?
I think I'd rather put witness on the bottom because image, like in worst case scenario, it can copy their guide and trade or something.
Okay.
Also, it's good with Lark at some point.
Yeah, aim for the sky. Play that one.
Well, that is where Revelark lives, so that's what I'm aiming for.
That's true. What a lovely card.
What a lovely card. Beautiful sky.
Beautiful sky. Yeah. What's going on here? Our opponent. What is this? I've never seen this. Oh, another Bloomburrow card. Our opponent's onto the Bloomburrow tech.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, cool.
Oh, wow. We drew a land.
We found the land.
That's not bad. We could make our own iridescent vine lasher. I think maybe not, but we could do.
I think maybe that's not what we're aiming to do here, but I think we just play out the things and hope that we don't get whatever that card is that deals 1 damage to each creature.
Oh yeah. End the festivities. That would
certainly end our festivities.
Yeah. Probably would be moving on to the next game if they did that. This is okay though. I mean, it's quite a cool idea to play this in Burn. Different sort of Barbarian Ring.
Sweet.
Notable classic red card, colorless card played in red decks. This
feels like a notably slower clock than last game, so
yeah.
we're in favor of that.
We're 18, maybe moving into our turn 3 at the moment, as opposed to being okay. Well, that's not brilliant, but not the worst. Hopefully,
not a lot we can do about it.
Surveil maybe into a land and play our Lark out. Ooh, I think we're keeping that, right? Then we can jam Lark.
I think we're keeping that. Yeah, Lark, huge. It's a big boy, or big floating ball of earth, or whatever it is.
Let's go with this.
What actually is going on there?
Well, that's I think many people have asked that question over the years. What is going on in this art?
Definitely among Magic's most asked questions.
Yeah. How does it land?
Okay, so they're getting 2 iridescent vine lasher triggers here.
That's quite a lot. And they've got a Searing Blood. They're going to kill our Birds of Paradise. Notably not trying to damage our Lark. But they don't attack. That's exciting for us.
Well, we would just block, right? So, okay, now we've found more land.
I don't know if we want more land, but I wouldn't mind another Lark.
More Lark is more good.
Okay, excellent. A What Lark? I think.
Do we attack with the Lark?
I think so.
I think we have to.
I think
Otherwise, we're just getting out-tempoed by Searing Blood.
Yeah. These effects, notably very strong against decks trying to play creatures, especially from the Burn deck. And they are now working up towards their Barbarian Ring being active. We're going to go to 5 here, so it's quite tense, I would say. Yeah, down to 2. This is not ideal.
We're dead to Barbarian Ring.
Oh dear.
And we're dead to Bolt.
And we're dead.
Bolt Wave.
Wow, our opponent had some very fast draws that round. We did have outs here. If we surveilled, maybe we would have found like something to sacrifice to the Lark. Well, something that will sacrifice the Lark and get us some more triggers. But yeah, not the ideal matchup. We didn't really have a plan.
No, we didn't really have a plan for Burn. That's when they get you. That's okay. It's not really a meta deck, Burn, so it makes sense that we weren't tech to beat it.
Yeah, they're being rewarded for playing something a little off meta. So, as primarily a Legacy Painter Servant player, have you ever considered playing the Bellower combo in Legacy?
I would say that that hasn't been on my radar so much, primarily because the best green combo in Legacy with Painter Servant is obviously Natural Order Iona. So, given that the mana cost of Natural Order is only 4 and it locks your opponent out from casting spells for the rest of the game, I feel like that's a more powerful combo to exploit on that front, and that's the main reason that I haven't played Woodland Bellower in Legacy.
Okay, well that's a fair point. We're on the draw again, and our opponent has taken a mulligan to 6. I am also inclined to mulligan this hand. We have not drawn any of our mana accelerants, and we don't have any
The thing
strong
is,
plays.
if they play a creature, then we can Phantasmal Image it and then Birthing Ritual.
That's
or
true.
Eldritch Evolution.
If they play a creature, we could do that. We'd need to find blue mana, but
Except
maybe
we don't have any blue mana. That's a good point.
Maybe we'll find that with the Lush Portico. And we are on the draw.
Lush? I don't know. I mean, it's a tough one, this. It's one of those difficult mulligan decisions this deck is wont to throw up.
Yeah. Lots of tricky hands with this deck, for sure. I'll let you take the reins here. Would you like to keep this, or would you like to put it back?
I think let's see what happens with this hand. I'm curious to see where we can take this.
I can see that. Our opponent has mulligan to 6.
We could always draw one of our 7 accelerants as well, and then this hand is off to the races.
That's true. One of the many benefits of being on the draw in a game of Magic is that you could draw
100%
a good card on turn 1, like we did.
Oh, we found a blue source.
So
that's pretty good. So I think we play out the Portico and
yeah, Lush. Oh, and the accelerant.
Oh, and there's the accelerant.
Yeah, I think we do keep that. Hopefully, it helps us get to Prime Speaker, unless so we can play. Yeah, because we can maybe play our Birthing Ritual next turn, but having something that generates mana a little faster will be good. It would be really nice if our opponent did play some creatures with higher mana values, so that we could Vanifar them away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if we could copy, say, a 4-drop with our Phantasmal Image, then we could sacrifice it to Vanifar and get a Lark, and then, oof, what's going on here? Oh, okay.
Frog.
Well, it's good that our opponent has a Psychic Frog in some ways, because if we want to, we could have a Psychic Frog.
We could have a Psychic Frog.
I think that's probably a good thing. It may be that they just kill our creature, but we have more cards in hand than our opponents, so it might be that they don't want to attack into our frog with their frog.
100%. They mulliganed, and we were on the draw, so we're well up on cards against them.
Okay, they played out a land again. 1 fewer card in hand for them. Are they coming in? No, they're not. Aha.
Very nice.
Excellent. Psychic Frog doing well in our Painter Servant deck.
Stonks.
I am also inclined. Well, so here now we could move to attacks, or we could just play out a ritual and a hierarch, or we could make another frog. Or
just don't copy our frog. That's the key.
That's true.
The key thing not to do with Phantasmal.
Yeah, we could also evolution frog into.
Actually, it doesn't matter. Sorry, I've misspoken. It doesn't target, so it doesn't
no.
matter at all.
But that's okay.
Right, that's good.
We could evo our frog into a 4-drop as well, but I feel like our opponent might have a counterspell, so evolution might not be the play this turn.
Yeah, I don't think evolution is the play. I think either it's Noble Hierarch plus another image on frog and attack, or maybe we could just play out the Hierarch pre-combat and attack.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
I don't mind
strong.
that. And then maybe post-combat we can play a Birthing Ritual.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Okay, let's see what they do. Everyone knows that Noble Hierarch and Psychic Frog go really well together in Modern. It's often seen together. All right, let's see what they do. How do you feel about Frog coming in? Exalted Frog. Our opponent has something. Shoot the Sheriff. Well, that's not what we wanted to see. I'm curious that they didn't do that last turn. But that's okay. Phantasmal Image in our graveyard isn't the worst, obviously, given the configuration of our deck. And I'm pretty tempted just to... We could run out another image here. And maybe try and buy some more time.
Or Birthing Ritual could be really strong though.
That's
If we
true.
hit like a Rallier.
Well, it only gets up 1.
Oh no, it's X+1.
This should
Oh,
get the
okay. Sorry,
Rallier.
yeah, I'm
So
thinking of Evolution.
I'm tempted to play this out.
Okay, maybe let's play the Evolution. Let's play the image out. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, good point.
And then we can maybe be in the same spot
Yeah,
next
yeah.
turn. Of course, our opponent could have something like Spell Snare, which I think they might do. Yeah, they do. And that's very strong for them. So despite
Pretty punishing.
Yeah, it is. But they were going to get to snare either our image or our ritual that turn. I don't think we were playing our hierarch out. It's just we can't afford to waste the mana. But their Frog is now coming in and they've drawn a card. So that notably powerful card, Psychic Frog. So next turn,
are we getting?
Ooh,
oh, they've got another Psychic Frog.
Next turn we can actually. We've got a few options here now. We could jam a Vanifar, which they might have a counter spell available now, or a removal spell. So that is punished by both of those. We could Evolution, as you said, like last turn. We could Evo our Hierarch into a Rallier and buy back an image or the Hierarch. So we could actually Evo Hierarch into Rallier, right? We could make 3 Ralliers this turn and then play out another Hierarch. So you can, because you will have Revolt from sacrificing the Hierarch, and then you can rally a Phantasmal Image back into play and clone the Rallier, and then you get another Revolt trigger.
Yeah.
You can do it again,
nice,
and then you can buy back the Hierarch. So we could actually end up with 3 Ralliers and 2 Hierarchs by the end of the turn if they don't have a counter spell, which isn't bad. Or we could play just Birthing Ritual and Hierarch. But notably, next turn, they're probably going to get to draw 2 cards. So if they don't have a counter
I think we probably have to go for the Evolution this turn, I think. Yeah. So you can tap the Hierarch for mana and then...
yeah. Okay. I think so, because they're just going to... Things are going to spiral out of control unless we do something strong this turn. There is a good chance that they do have the counter, which it feels like they do. Yeah. But
it's going to be pretty punishing.
Yeah. It's tough. Especially as they're going to get to connect with 2 frogs and have 4 mana available next turn. Oof. That's rough.
That is rough.
Okay, well, at least we're going to get back up to 4, and maybe we'll get to resolve something next turn. Opponent's hand has lined up very well against what we're doing.
100%.
Okay, I don't feel like blocking. I think our Noble Hierarch is still worth keeping around.
Psychic Frog, good card.
Yeah. It's tough because now they're just going to be able to have as many cards as they need for the rest of the game. Oh, and an Orcish Bomos. Okay. Ooh,
okay.
We're now getting put in a hole a bit here.
I think we're in trouble.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. I think I'm keen just to jam Vanifar, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'll fetch our basic to preserve our life total.
Good litmus test of Vanifar here, you know.
Yeah. Well, a 2/4 is pretty big. You know, we can hold off a couple of their creatures.
It looks like it's getting countered again.
That would be a shame. Psychic Frog just continually fueling our opponent is...
I mean, Elf Ooze Wizards are pretty threatening. That's a big tempo play. I think that might be game.
Yeah, because they're going to go up to 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're going to draw too many cards. Yeah, they could. So we're probably going to get 1 turn, but they're going to see some. Yeah, it's pretty close to us.
Yeah, we don't have Supreme
here.
Verdict in our deck, unfortunately here. So
no, and that was a consideration. We were in the colors that could support Supreme Verdict.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it just didn't seem to work too well with the strategy. Okay, well, we could play Lark now. That is a flyer. And maybe we hope that our opponent just doesn't really see that they can kill us with Psychic Frog through our 1 blocker. So let's just play out this Plains. And maybe they'll jump and let this resolve and then kill
hang
it.
on. Oh, no.
Sorry.
Okay. I was going to say maybe it's worth preserving information here and conceding, but
perhaps. I'm sorry, I got so excited. I just wanted to see our lovely friend.
I know how much you love Revelark.
What's going on here? Oh, and they have another counterspell. Okay, and now I think the writing's on the wall
Okay,
here.
that's definitely game.
Yeah. So close though. We do have some sideboard cards, I think, in the Veil of Summer. I don't know if anything else appeals to you though.
Yeah, I don't think anything else is going to be great here.
Okay. Well, if we're just bringing in the Veils, we get to keep the holistic plan we have.
The very strong main deck plan.
Yeah,
going,
exactly.
I think maybe just cutting some 4s is maybe the.
Well, Witch Enchanter I don't think is going to have much of an impact. So it's basically just a 4-mana creature that's a land, and that probably isn't exactly where we want to be. And maybe I think the other 4s are quite strong. Cutting cards that maybe die to Orcish Bowmasters could be good. So maybe an elf, but we do really want the elf in our opening hand, or maybe an Eternal Witness. We could cut an Eternal Witness.
Yeah, cut an Eternal Witness. I'm okay with that. So I think we're good to go.
All right, Eternal Witness seems upset about that and wants to stick around. Not sure why. We did cut you, Eternal Witness. You don't need to hang around. Let's see. Is there anything I can do about that? Okay, changing window gets rid of Eternal Witness. Come on, Eternal Witness. Be a team player. Ooh.
I mean, it is called Eternal Witness.
I suppose that is true. So this hand doesn't have a 1-drop in it, which would be ideal, obviously, to curve into turn 2 Rallier. But we do have a Veil of Summer, a Rallier or 2, which is a nice value play, and it works well with our evolution.
I think we can keep this and just lead on a fetch.
Okay. Yeah, represent this. Maybe they've got something like a Thoughtseize. We can punish them for that.
Yep. That
would be ideal, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Show the Psychic Frog.
Just how we drew it up.
Exactly. That's why this is in the sideboard, punishing those pesky Dimir mages. Okay, that's not quite a Thoughtseize, but, at least they're not playing something maybe like a Tameo on turn 1, which would be threatening to pull the game away from us. Tempted to just fetch the Hedge Maze here, get our blue mana online, and then maybe we can fetch a basic with the Heath later. Hedge Maze. I don't. What do you think about Forest here?
I don't think it's what we need.
No, okay, I'd agree. Okay, Phantasmal Image. So I suppose we're still on a bit of a slower draw. I think we can continue holding up Veil of Summer, maybe.
Yeah, and then, I think that's fine.
Yeah. I played this out thinking maybe we want to get another Surveil land, but actually I think maybe we could have played this tapped purely because we're going to want to keep this. I think that probably would have been
better because we want. Hey, here we go.
Here we go. Well, this play is pretty scripted, I would say. Our opponent playing a Thoughtseize, and we're saying no, thank you. You can keep your 2 life though. It's very generous of us.
Very generous.
Okay, our opponent notably a slightly slower start than last time, and we're probably going to get to resolve our Rallier unless our opponent has something like Subtlety. That's weird. Well, they're less likely to have a Subtlety if it's in their graveyard, I suppose.
Maybe they already have one and they've decided they don't want another.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's tricky. So,
here comes the Bellower.
The Bellower in hand now. That's quite the play. I think I'm happy to just rally a land back into play, maybe another fetch land, and then we could.
Yeah, I'm into that. I'm into that.
All right. And
I mean, they might have Subtlety, of course.
Maybe we want to get the basic here. I think so.
Sure.
We could get the Stomping Ground later if we draw the Goblin. Notably, Goblins and Painter's Servant are great friends across formats. So it was important to get a Goblin in the deck for that reason.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking on Renegade Rallier. Now, notably, if they do Subtlety this, it gets quite tricky for us because the next Rallier will not have Revolt. So we really do want this to resolve and get us back a fetch land. And they do have the Subtlety. That is a shame. I did not expect that, to be honest. Well, I suppose once they'd been this, you said it's possible they have another one.
I sort of had the feeling they did, but
I don't think.
Well, there's nothing for it.
Yeah, I don't think we're keeping this on top. Really, we've got one already. So
no,
it'd be nice to draw another land, and then maybe we could play our Timeless Witness out, or perhaps the Relia again. So, and then this is at least a 2-for-1, right? They're discarding 2 cards,
Yeah. We're ahead. We're up on cards.
and they don't have any pressure going on.
We've 2-for-1 them twice.
That is true. Yeah, veiling the Thoughtseize, then they're subtletying our Relia. Okay, now they've got the Thoughtseize, but we've got a lot of action here. Our opponent's going to see, the point of the deck really, and they might be able to work out what's going on.
I'm sure they'll put the pieces together very quickly. So the jig is well and truly up.
Yeah, they'll know. This is a classic combo of Magic. Okay, they're taking our Rallier, so they really don't like Rallier. And they might have it. They're representing Counterspell here, yeah. Unless they play out a 2-drop. It's tricky. They could have an Orc, or a Frog, or a Counterspell, or maybe a 1-mana play plus a Snare, something like that. But they've just passed. I am tempted to play out the Hierarch, even though they could have an Orc. There's not a lot. Maybe it's tricky.
Not a lot else going on here.
No.
I mean, the thing is, I don't know what else we're doing unless we're just passing.
No, we could Hierarch and then also Fimage, and hopefully they do have Orc and not another removal spell, and then we either get to clone their Orc or our Hierarch if they don't have it. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then, because we need to set up to have more mana later for our more expensive plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's go in. Are you going to counter this? Are you going to counter our 2-mana Noble Hierarch? Okay. Well, that's not so bad. If they have an Orc here, they didn't. They didn't play anything. So they've bolted themselves and didn't spend their mana. So, a small win there for us again.
So we're ahead on life total as well now, which is
it's a big deal.
Vital.
Yeah. Ahead on life total and ahead on cards in hand. This is quite a clutch spot. And again, nothing from our opponent. So it seems awfully likely that they do have some sort of interaction here. What do you think the play is now?
I think it's probably a Timeless Witness. I don't think... I mean, unless you want to Evolution, but...
Yeah, that seems risky to me.
Evolutioning into Counterspell seems pretty risky. So, at least if Timeless Witness gets countered, we can keep ramping.
Yeah, we can play out the bird, right? And then we'll have a Woodland Bellower online for next turn.
Woodland Bellower online
is
definitely threatening.
Digital age. Opponent is thinking about Timeless Witness, and they do seem to have the counter. They do. So I'm going to run out the bop. Such a bop.
Notably, also, if we draw another land, we could Eternalize the Witness. So,
That's a pretty strong play also, right? They can't counter that. And it's a 4/4.
They can't counter that.
So
pretty big.
Yeah.
Get our Rallier back, since we know that our opponent hates Renegade Rallier.
Yeah. Yeah, if we draw a fetch land exactly, we could... well, I suppose Witness doesn't bring this into play, does it? There's a downside of it. Okay, they've got their Frog online, and they've also got 2 mana up. So maybe they were just waiting to play out their Frog. Oh, they've discarded a Spell Snare. Okay. Oh, maybe they're playing a Murktide region here? I'm wondering why they're discarding a card here. I mean, they didn't need to discard anything there. Curious. Well, it looks like we're going to get to resolve our Woodland Bellower, if we want to. Or we could Evolution a 1-drop into a Painter. The problem with that is that we then won't have enough mana to Woodland Bellower. So...
Oh, yeah, that's tough, isn't it?
So... Maybe we do just Bellower and maybe hope to clone it later with a with something.
Yeah.
So I think just playing out our 6/5 is just the way to go for the moment. Make a good use of our mana.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that they have a 7/7 Murktide, but
yeah, that is always a pain. But I think if we get a 3, we get a 3 off this.
I think we get Witness and get a land, right?
Yeah, and then we can have Veil available. That's good. And then we can Evo into our Dream Dew Enhancer to handle the Murktide region.
Yes. Yeah. This is the... Wait, can we Evo?
Yeah, we can...
Mana extra less.
We can Evo off our 3-drop. Yeah. So let's get the Eternal Witness. Let's just grab... I think
we want... Yeah.
Do we want the fetch land, or do we just want the basic forest to save our life?
Maybe just the best basic forest is good here.
Yeah, because it seems plausible that we're going to want to Veil. This does make it difficult for our opponent to attack with their Psychic Frog this turn also. And we have the option,
this is true.
To also Timeless Witness now from the graveyard. So, it looks a bit tricky at the moment at this spot where their opponent has two very real threats, but we've got some things going on as well. So we're going to take our lumps here.
I actually feel pretty good.
Yeah, well, yeah, Evo plus Veil when they only have one card in hand isn't the worst. So I think that might still be the plan. I mean, getting the frog is...
I think so.
Nice. It'll buy us some time, right? It'll buy us 3 turns, 3 stun counters.
Yeah. A lot of stun counters.
Our other options, we could just get a Lark, right? And then that can block. And we have protection for the Lark. So maybe that's better. It's tricky to say. Do you have a preference?
Well, I think we need to figure out what our plan is. I mean, the Lark blocks, and then it returns, I guess, Timeless Witness.
It gets it'll get
Eternal
back
Witness
Eternal Witness and Timeless
Rallier.
Witness. It doesn't get back Rallier because it has 3 power.
Oh yeah, because it's a 3/2. Yeah, okay. Well, that can get back our Eldritch Evolution, and then we can.
No, it doesn't do that.
The
Evo gets exiled, which will be brilliant if it didn't. But they've realized that would be just too broken.
They've obviously put a limiter on the power level of this deck specifically, so it was necessary.
I think
I can understand that.
We've decided that we're going to Evo this turn, so I think let's just go ahead and do that. I'm not fancying attacking into their 2/3 frog. When they have drawn something, they've drawn a counterspell, but unfortunately for them, we've got another Veil of Summer.
Pretty good.
And we drew, a solid card generally in our deck, but maybe not ideal right now. It's tricky, this. We could also get Felidar Guardian and Flicker the Bellower, but I'm not sure that does anything that we want.
I don't think that's the play.
We could get Vanifar, but that... So another option,
it's all too slow.
But we could get Vanifar. That would turn a Hierarch into a Painter, and then it would turn a Hierarch into an image.
But
and then
we're dead to like a cantrip. We're dead to a cantrip, and the frog flying. We can't risk that. Okay. I don't think.
So, should we grab our Entrancer then?
I think this gives us the most time.
Okay. So we're going to tap. We're going to put 3 stun counters on the Murktide Regent. And I'm going to play out this. So my opponent might be reading Dream Dew Entrancer. Entrancer. And I'll just play out our hand, I think.
Clearly not an experienced modern player.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite a standard combo these days, I think. Do we want to attack with our Bellower for 8? It's not 8. Yes, 8.
I think so.
I think so. We've got plenty of chumps for the frog. And this is, an angle, not the combo itself, but it's an angle through the game, right? It's just attacking.
Yeah. I mean, we're presenting a lethal threat here, so, they've got to respect that.
Yeah. And this is one of the strengths of the deck, right? Much like Painter and Legacy, if the combo is disrupted, you have ways of winning the game which aren't necessarily related to the combo.
100%. The B plan is very strong. Very, very strong here. 6/5 is big.
Lush Portico, interesting. Okay. I'm tempted just to throw another attack in with the Bellower, to be honest. If they do something to kill it, then we can always get it back with Timeless Witness.
Yep. Very true.
So let's see what they do here.
It might just be getting chumped here.
It seems likely unless they've drawn something quite strong. I mean, not a lot really deals with the Bellower these days. Okay.
So now I think
I would play this first. Maybe we'd mill something we'd rather get with the Timeless Witness.
Yeah.
Ooh, a Birthing Ritual. So this time we're going to have...
What do we have this turn?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So we could... oh, no, we can't. 4, 8. We can't get it
We're
this
one
turn.
short.
I think we just keep this on top and just
keep this on top.
And grab
just
like a veil with the Eternalize trigger.
Yeah.
Let's play it this way. Just as an extra protection. The sideboard cards are really, coming in clutch here. This Veil of Summer, well, these two Veil of Summers have, been putting in work.
Yeah, that's why we put exactly 2 of them in our sideboard, because 2 is the exact right number to win this game.
Yeah, if we'd drawn any more than 2, it probably wouldn't have. We wouldn't have been able to be proactive enough.
Imagine the Bellower had been another Veil; it would not have panned out.
Drawing the Bellower this game has been ideal. What's our opponent doing here? Oh, they've got another Murktide Regent. That's going to be tricky. But we're going to draw our birthing ritual.
Well, it's only a 4/4, so it's
That's true, and they're still not untapping this Murktide Regent until next turn. So let's crack on in with the Bellower again, I guess, and just jam the ritual.
I mean, we could crack in with the Timeless Witness as well.
That's true.
Actually, we have lethal attacks here. We have unless they can't have subtlety. They're just dead.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll hide the.
Yeah, they are dead if we attack. Yeah,
like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
That looks like they're dead to me.
I was so excited to jam the ritual.
I know,
but yeah, 4 + 3 + 1 is 8. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. We won a game. That is the first this league, and to be honest, I'm a little surprised we've got this far without winning a game with this powerhouse.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we were way overdue a win.
Dream View Enhancer MVP that game, I would say.
MVP. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but I bet when people saw this, they didn't think modern staple. Is there anything?
No, it's just one of those classically misevaluated cards.
Yeah. It's like a Tarmogoyf. Is there anything that you'd like to side in? Or did you miss any of the cards we sided out?
No, I was pretty happy with that configuration, to be fair.
Okay. Let's resubmit for game 3 then. Wonderful. Okay. So we're on the draw in game 3, which again means we get that extra shot at a card. How do you feel about this hand?
Pretty good, actually. This has all of the makings of a strong opening.
Yeah,
we've got accelerant into potential 3-drops.
And of course we've got Radagast, who we've not seen yet.
Yeah, I mean we haven't seen Radagast yet, and I'm very worried that our opponent might Thoughtseize the Radagast here. I mean that would be devastating.
Yeah, I mean it's a commonly said thing where if you see a card in your opponent's deck that you just don't understand why it's there, you should probably do everything you can to stop it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the bird is probably going, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that would be the classic choice, but our opponent is thinking here. They're thinking, or they're reading
It's a
Radagast.
long and hard thing.
It's just hard to say which. It's a bit of a tongue twister, this one.
You may reveal a creature card that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control from among those cards and put it into your hand.
Yeah, that makes complete sense to me. So notably,
It's
even
catchy.
in our hand, we have a bird, we had a bird, a human shaman, an avatar wizard. Oh, well. Magic Online, classically here, is giving us the out of just...
I think we just play out the forest.
Yeah, I think so.
And
just, straight face, just play the Birds of Paradise. Our opponent Thoughtseize, so therefore we deserve to draw Birds of Paradise.
Definitely.
Now, our opponent could quite easily kill this, but,
We're up 2 life on our opponent.
3 life now.
3 life, yep.
I bet they're thinking about that. Ooh, Psychic Frog. Tricky. So, here we've actually got a few, well, I would say 3 options, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a preference for the direction we want to take this game?
Good. I'm not sure, really. I mean, so I think the 2 main options are just Birthing Ritual, the birds, but I don't love that. Or Phantasmal Image, the frog. I think those are the 2.
We could E-Wit the birds back as well.
Yeah, we could do, but I don't know if that's winning.
No, maybe not. Maybe not. It does get us the 3 in play for the ritual next turn, I suppose.
That is true. That's a very valid point.
And then we'd have
That's a very
3 mana
valid
of
point.
play next turn if we don't draw a land. That's sort of what I was thinking. But it may be that we need to do what we can to stymie the frog, and play out the image. So, yeah, do you have a preference here?
I just also think like we have to be wary of spell snare as it happened in game
True.
1.
So playing out a 2-drop this turn, perhaps.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's do that then. So let's play out the image. Obviously, that means we get the opportunity to tap the breeding pool, play it tapped, and then we'll continue being on a higher life total than our opponent, which is something that
highly relevant.
we want to be thinking about. I guess the other option was just to clone the Birds of Paradise with this, and then we'd have 4 mana for Radagast next turn. But I'm a bit wary of playing Radagast into open mana as well, especially when their opponent could have something like Stern Scolding, which basically is designed to counter Radagast.
Yeah, that was the classic safety valve on Radagast.
Yeah, I mean, they came out in the same set. It was just obviously a targeted counterspell for Radagast. Our opponent now thinking about what they might want to do here. Notably, we have the same number of cards in hand. Our opponent's played out a land. So our frog, there's a chance that we can just bump off each other if they attack. Maybe that they crack the fetch and give it flying, in which case, I don't know if I'd love the idea of just proactively discarding. They're coming in. Okay. Interesting.
I think the trouble is blocking gets punished pretty hard by removal.
Well, if we... Oh, they didn't attack. Okay, wow. Phantasmal Image clearly was the best play there. We're in a bit of a tough spot, though, because we don't have any mana to play out this turn. We could attack this turn. I don't know if that's something we should be doing, but it's certainly an option. Maybe it's better to just keep this back on blocks, given that it worked that turn. And play out maybe the Ewit, spend our mana. Okay, let's do that. Notably, we are behind on clock as well. As everyone knows, Magic Online is about clock management.
Absolutely.
Ooh, okay, that worked. Maybe they'll surgical our Birds of Paradise. No, okay, no. Strange. I was just fully expecting the surgical there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very glad we faded surgical for a turn there.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just fetching a Surveil land. Orcish Bowmasters notably does kill Psychic Frog here, and they did keep a card on top of their library. Is this the Orc? No, this is a Consider. They kept a card on top of their library and then considered. That's interesting. Interesting sequencing there. I might have considered first to make the best use of both Surveils. Our opponent now has the Fatal Push for the Fimage. That might be what they found with their Surveils. So they're probably going.
They did get countered because it had no legal targets by the time it resolved. So
That's true. We did successfully counter the Fatal Push there. It's all about being technically correct in today's modern environment. Tricky here. What our opponent might think about doing. They're going to attack. Oh, okay. They've given Psychic Frog flying. Eternal Witness grasping at Psychic Frog's feet as it reaches for our life total.
It's tiny little legs.
Tiny little frog legs. Okay, well, they've passed without playing anything again, which could be seen as ideal for us. I'm a bit wary of attacking with our Eternal Witness, perhaps, in case they do have something like an Orc, though I think they might have played Orc to kill our birds, especially given that we missed our land drop.
Yeah.
So maybe we just go to attacks.
Yeah.
We could also keep this back, which just forces them to keep exiling their graveyard and flying.
I think we keep it back. I'm not that interested in because if they have an Orc, then they can kill our birds and block our Witness, and then we're up.
Yeah, playing around that. Now, maybe they'll let this resolve. It seems unlikely that they do, but I think at this point we're just looking to spend our mana every turn. Oh, a Force of Negation. Wow, that was great for them. We could attack now.
Mm.
I think maybe it's worth attacking here, to be honest.
Well, I don't. I'm not sure I agree because I think we want them to keep jumping their frog. Because it slows down their main big threat, which is Murktide. So
That's true. Ooh, a Nile Spellbomb. That is not irrelevant versus our deck. So next turn,
yeah,
it
true.
might be we can just jam a 4-drop. Maybe our own frog, some frog on frog action to manage theirs. Hopefully they don't have. This notably doesn't get Stern Scolding either, and they don't have Counterspell mana available. So there's a good chance that our Dreamdew Enhancer manages their Psychic Frog. Now, it looks like they're going to let us block. Maybe they're thinking about it. Would you block here?
I don't know. It's tough. I feel like we probably want the 3-drop in play for Eldritch Evolution.
That's true.
I think they're going to jump it here.
Yeah. Oh, no, they've discarded a card. Well, no, I don't feel like just chumping for no reason.
No.
That seems counterproductive.
Weird timing to discard a card. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
now they're...
Right, okay.
Oh, maybe
fine.
they don't want to exile their instants and sorceries?
Yeah, I think that's probably it. I think they're preparing for a big Murktide here.
Yeah,
so,
big Murks.
I'm wondering. I'm kind of into attempting the evolution here, or now we have
You want to Evo here?
Revolt. We could.
I'm tempted to play out the Enhancer, tap down their frog, and then next turn we can rally force them to crack Spellbomb, I guess, to try and clone the Entrancer and try and tempo them out a bit, maybe.
That's true. That's a line.
We're running low on clock. I think I'd like to see if this works, to be honest, because I don't know if their interaction will manage this in this spot.
Okay.
And it buys us some time, right? We don't want to keep getting hit by their frog. And the frog on frog action, of course, is ideal.
Yeah, 100%. Got to show the frog who's the boss frog.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly this one. It's got this like sick stuff. Exciting. Okay.
Our opponent is entranced.
Yeah, and now we've got a 4-drop if we want to Evo that.
It's pretty good. We haven't seen any Painter Servants, so that's been a tough break for us.
No, that is true. Orcish Bowmaster's okay. Well, notably, Entrancer sits in the way of a Bowmaster's nicely as well. So there we are. Okay, well, we're down our 3, which is a bit awkward. But it might be that. Yeah, our opponent.
I think it's really important that we don't fetch at end of turn here.
Yes, I would agree. The opponent playing out another spell. Engineered Explosives. That is a tough one for us.
But if they blow it up here, then
maybe we can start.
They lose out on Spellbomb.
Yeah, that's true. It does kill their own Spellbomb. This is a bit tricky though. This is a tough spot. And now they are representing counter magic. I wonder if it's best just to play out the Radagast, right? I think that's what I would be leaning towards, and that generates future value.
I agree with that.
It could be that they have something like a Stern Scolding or a Counterspell here now that they've got mana available, but they didn't represent that last turn. Well, they didn't represent Counterspell last turn. And Radagast resolves. That is exciting.
Wow. Big. Now I can get anything that's not an avatar. Oh, here's the Painter.
Notably a Scarecrow. We can't play it out this turn, but next turn, definitely on the cards. And there's a Lark, which also could be quite strong.
I think we keep that on top.
Yeah, I think we keep it on top. If they crack their explosives, we can fetch it away, because obviously we can't cast it.
Yeah.
I didn't attack there. Maybe I could have attacked there. This is a tricky spot. I think just okay. They're going for the Spellbomb now, so that does weaken our potential future Lark plays. But we have currently got a line to the combo, right? We've got Painter Servant in hand. That unfortunately is okay. We've got Painter Servant in hand, and then we've got Eldritch Evolution and a 4-drop in play. to pick up the Bellower. So, I suppose what we're hoping for is that our opponent doesn't have more interaction and chooses not to crack their explosives, which might be a big ask.
I think they're making a Murktide and cracking explosives. That would be my guess here, but
But if they don't do that, we can actually do it all next turn. We can play out the Painter Servant and Evo to get the Bellower. Okay, so I suppose we can actually also do it if we surveil into a land on top, because we just need 5 mana.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we're just going for it.
No Murktide.
They haven't shown us a counterspell. I think we're just going to try. I think going for it is my inclination here.
Sure. Especially because we're, running low on clock.
Yeah, and I don't think Rally is doing it for us right now. We've already got one.
No.
So we need to draw a land. That's not really ideal, to be honest.
That's unfortunate.
It's pretty bad, yeah. Well, maybe we lead on the Servant then and hope to Evo next turn. The thing is that now we've drawn the Goblin, we're not going to be able to tap with everything with haste if we combo.
That's unfortunate.
I think I'm still just not on the attacking plan.
No, I don't think so.
Our opponent has something here. They've got another Orc. Okay, well that's kind of fine. It would have been so good to have drawn a land there, I think.
Yeah.
Tense moment.
Potentially game swing there.
Yeah, I think there was a good shot that we could have just won the game, because they hadn't shown us a counterspell at that up until this point, and they weren't really playing as if they did have one. They seem to have a lot of graveyard hate available. So maybe they'll attack this turn. I don't think they can, though. So once again... Okay, another Painter Servant. Do you think we should just go for it here? Should we just Evo? And just make a bunch of...
I don't know that it's getting better. I don't know that it's getting better for us here.
All right. Let's leave up white mana for whatever that's worth, and let's try.
Oh dear.
They've got it. That's disappointing. That's really disappointing. I think that's probably it for us.
That's probably game. Oh dear.
We did get one off them, though. And I think this is probably quite a tough matchup. They've got a lot of interaction. Thought Scour. Huh. Yeah, it would have been ideal if they tapped out for a Motide region, I think. And maybe we could have waited for that. Maybe that would have been better. It's tough deck to play.
I think the big swing was that turn when they were tapped out, and
yeah, if we'd drawn a land. And
yeah, specifically drawing the Goblin is tough as well, right? I mean,
it is
just bad beats,
Yeah, I mean, that is the game we play. Game of two halves. I guess I'll try and preserve some life here. It might be that they have another Orc, but if they have another Orc, then so be it. It seems like it'll be difficult to get back into this at this point, no matter what we draw. Yeah, I don't think more.
I think I jinxed it by talking about how we hadn't drawn any Painter Servants yet.
That's all of them. I think I'm happy to just pack this in here. Yeah, that was tough. I'm actually quite excited we might win the third game there. To be honest, it was.
I feel like we were really close.
Like our opponent just needed to miss a little bit there.
Entrancer really overperformed.
It's really actually working even better than Expector, to be honest. This is overperforming. It did basically win us the game that we did win in that match. So I think there's more to explore there.
Yeah, 100%.
Once again, we're on the draw, which is unfortunate, because this hand will be excellent on the play with the turn 2 Evo off Birds of Paradise.
Yeah.
On the draw, though, I still think it's acceptable. Are you happy keeping this?
I think it's acceptable. I think we can keep this,
We've not really seen Vannifar in
speak of Vannifar.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we haven't. And I'd like to see it. I'm a little bit skeptical. I think it's quite slow, but...
Okay. Well, it is nice having more of the sacrifice effects available. Our opponent leading on.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, our opponent leading on a marsh flats into a shadowy back street. So maybe this is black white. I think that people are calling it black white sewers. Overlord of the Balemerg. Oh, and a fatal push on our Birds of Paradise, slowing us down. But perfect draw for the moment, really. In Painter's Servant, I'm happy running that out. I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy running that out.
Our opponent notably didn't want an Overlord of the Balemerg, and they've missed their second land drop, which I suppose is sort of the right direction of things for us.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is another fatal push or a Thoughtseize. Another fatal push. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. Wow, a Rallier.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
So this is a Heath into Painter's Servant, or do we think Birds of Paradise? I'm sort of feeling Painter's Servant here.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that you often are feeling Painter's Servant, but I think this time it is certainly correct. I'm a big fan of just getting our combo pieces online.
This is value. This is. Here we go.
Yeah, the deck's really humming this game. We've already got.
Never mind the fact that they're stuck on one land.
I think that's a minor detail.
Even if they had made land drops.
Yeah, they've played 3.
Oh god.
Well, they've exiled an Ephemerate. They must have another Ephemerate. But that's okay because we can now follow up with a Vannifar. I suppose they are, but then they'll get to trigger Ephemerate again. But we could Phantasmal Image their Solitude actually and eat theirs.
Yep.
Oh,
I think that's
glorious.
I think that's what we have to do.
And then they don't have anything to Ephemerate. And we'll have a 5-mana permanent in play, which is excellent with Eldritch Evolution.
Yeah.
I don't think our opponents really thought this play through. They didn't play around this. And they're getting punished.
Punished hard.
So our opponents had a lot of interaction this game. Double Fatal Push and Solitude Ephemerate combo. And we're still fighting through, which is showing that we're able to keep up with one of the top decks in the current metagame. Ooh, no place from our opponent.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Ooh.
I don't think I really want to attack here. It's tricky. I mean, I guess Orcish Bowmasters eats the Solitude in any case.
I don't think...
But...
No, it doesn't. Not if you cast Eldritch, right? Because they won't
get a priority.
They won't get a chance to respond.
Yeah. So what are we evoing into here? Are we just getting a Lark maybe, and then we can evo the Lark and get back Fimage and Bop, something like that? I don't know.
I kind of like evoing into Bellower and getting Rallier. We can get Rallier off Bellower.
And then we get another Bellower.
And get back Fimage and just fucking go,
Yeah, all right, let's go with that. I don't want to give them the opportunity to use Bowmaster on our Phantasmal Image, so let's just go for it. Let's chain. This is a sort of a small combo, I suppose. It's not with the Painter Servant in play, but you can see that our combo pieces, have their relevance even when you don't have the exact 2 card that we're hoping for.
A lot of resilience. A lot of resilience in this build.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just grab our... This is sort of a short... Yeah, it's definitely sort of a short combo, isn't it? Right? Because we're going to get 2 Bellowers into play, and then we're probably going to get another Rallier if we want one, and buy back a Bop or a land. And we could get the land, and then we could play a Birthing Ritual, actually.
Whoa, yeah. I think that's a strong play.
So let's clone our Bellower, and then grab another Rallier.
Yep.
Gosh.
Yeah,
we're really popping off
Going
here.
off.
This is a great idea, Jasper. I wouldn't have thought about this, but this, yeah. So this is just your Painter Servant expertise coming into play.
Definitely. It's a well-worked line.
I think I'm going to grab the red source just in case we draw the Goblin.
Yeah, the Goblin.
You don't want to miss out on that, and I don't think we're under too much pressure at the moment. I don't really know how our opponent...
I think our opponent is wondering what on earth has hit them.
Yeah, so nicely we get to look at what we could Bellower into here. Unfortunately, we didn't hit a Lark, but we have hit a Painter Servant, which is Actually, yeah, if we grab our Painter Servant this turn, then we can Evo into another Fimage and just have a massive board next turn. Right? If we can Evo into a Fimage, copy a Bellower, and then we have a huge board. So I don't think we need both of these Ralliers in play. So happy to just get rid of a Rallier and grab the Painter Servant.
Yeah.
Opponent must be scared now because they can see that we have both our combo pieces in play.
Clock is ticking.
Yeah.
They've got one turn here. I think this is a Bowmaster.
Oh, no.
It's a Fellier.
Affectionately known to some as Dog Thalia. What's this? Are they going to play a Belmerk? Ooh, they've got their combo online now as well. Now let's see whose combo is better. Buying back another Fellier. So the combo here is they flicker their Overlord, which they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll get a 5/5, and they'll get to buy back another creature. I don't think I could block. They want a 2/2. Yeah, let's block with our 6/5.
Yeah.
Ooh, they've got Solitude. That is tricky, actually. Is that what they bought back with their... They might have bought that back, actually. I've not been paying attention.
No, I don't think so.
Too many triggers going on. Okay. Ooh, Ketramos.
Now they've brought back Solitude.
And they've got Solitude. This is tricky. I think we still maybe go for it. We play out the Hierarch and then sack that to the Evo and get a Fimage.
Yeah.
And see how far we get.
Okay, they let it resolve. That's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, I think that means that they're dead.
I think so.
And amazingly, for the first time in this league, this is the full time we've managed to execute the full combo, which is really exciting. And notably, we've also tested that we can Fimage other Fimages, which was somewhat of a dispute during the deck tech.
No, I realized pretty quickly. I think,
okay. Yeah, let's just grab this Goblin. And our opponent, is just in awe currently of how powerful this combo is. So they had Double Fatal Push, Solitude Ephemerate, and Fellier and Overlord. They had their combo and 3 or 4 pieces of disruption for us. That's kind of crazy. Vanifar again.
GG's opponent.
Yeah, GG. Yeah, exactly. Vanifar not really getting a chance to shine there. How do you feel about our sideboard options?
I feel like we probably want some answers to things.
Some answers think, yeah, okay. So I think notably they're an Ether Vial deck. So we could bring in some Oof. And we could bring in some Force of Vigor. I think Overlord of the Belmerk is an enchantment. So it might be that we could,
That's true.
We could vigor things in that space. However, I don't think Veil is going to get as far. Maybe they do have Thoughtseize and Fatal Push, so maybe Veil is the pick here.
I'm a bit scared of Solitude Ephemerate. That's my main fear.
We don't really have a way of managing that out of our sideboard. I think it's just a case.
I mean, if we could name Black with Painter Servant and then Veil, and that stops that in its tracks.
All right, that's starting to. That's a synergy I suppose we've not discussed yet. Is the Veil of Summer plus Painter Servant synergy? I think you're onto something there. All right, so if we were just bringing in the Veils, what would you think about cutting?
I think I would look at cutting. Maybe it's tough, isn't it? I mean, maybe Eternal Witness.
Okay, Trimmer Witness. Yeah,
Trimmer Witness.
I guess they are probably an.
I mean, maybe another
deck.
one, but they're probably a Bowmaster deck.
Sorry, you would suggest another card there?
Yeah, I mean, Could trim a hierarch. I don't know what else we can cut, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Witch Enchanter is a land.
Yeah, we're on the draw. It does kill stuff like Bailmerk, though, right? I think.
Yeah,
Unless that's
exactly.
indestructible, I'm missing
Exactly.
that entirely. It's complicated.
I don't think it is.
Maybe we just cut the Timeless Witness. They do have Graveyard Hate in their deck, so maybe
Yeah,
reducing
exactly.
that
I
reliability.
think I'm inclined.
They've got. I saw a Relic of Progenitus that game. They usually. Ooh. Okay. Magic Online has decided to crash. That's interesting. Right, sorry about that error there. Not sure what happened there. Magic Online decided to crash. But upon returning to Magic Online, Jasper and I found that the game that we were in had ended, and it looks like our opponent just mulliganed to 6 and then conceded.
Yeah. Just crushed by the overwhelming power of Woodland Bellower.
Yeah. They were just so intimidated by our hand in game 1. And I think our hand in game 2 was actually very strong, to be honest, for what this deck puts out. It's
absolutely.
in the top tier of draws. We've both got Evo and Birthing Ritual and an Accelerant. And a couple of...
So this hand goes like turn 1 Hierarch, turn 2 like Evo into Rallier, returning Hierarch, into Birthing Ritual,
off
into
the races.
Revelarch, you know.
Yeah, we've even got a 4-drop to sack to the Ritual later if we need it, and that hopefully would tag a Bailmerk or something. Or a Vial. So, yeah, very strong hand in the matchup. This round we've won the die roll, which is the first time, which is notable with it.
We don't have a 1-drop.
We don't have a 1-drop, and we
do have 2, 3, 4, and 5 drops though.
Yeah, that is a potential issue with this deck, which we've not addressed, is that the curve can be challenging at times. But I'm
not sure I like this hand.
Yeah, I would agree that this is probably a mulligan. Oh,
much better.
This is a cracking hand. Unfortunately, we've drawn both of our Surveil lands, which means we won't have guaranteed 3 mana on turn 2.
Well, we can put one of them on the... Yeah, we can. Yeah, that's true.
But I suppose we can play a Mana Dorkout and then Surveil land plus Painter Servant on turn 2, and then we could maybe Evo the Servant into a 4-drop and really get going.
Yeah.
Maybe something like a Radagast or a Vanifar.
Radagast, yeah. Vanifar, wow.
Yeah. So, I'm tempted to just put the Portico on the bottom, fetch Temple Guard, and play out a Dork on turn 1 and get this party started. Which Dork would you be inclined to lead on?
Begin the festivities. I would be inclined to lead on birds, probably.
Okay. No explanation required, of course. It's just
No.
Okay.
It's I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah, if you think about it, you just know. Our opponent has let us untap with the birds, but maybe they're changing their mind in our upkeep. No, they aren't. And we did draw a 3 mana for the turn, so we do have the option of evolutioning for a Rallier. But to be honest, I'm pretty tempted just to play out the Painter Servant and maybe Evo for something bigger later. How do you feel?
I think so. I think I prefer that as well.
Okay, maybe let's just see what we have on top, in case that changes our plays. Ooh, a Woodland Bellower.
I think...
Yeah, we could keep that.
We probably don't want...
No,
do we?
Well, it's going to go into our graveyard, and that gets a bit funky.
Oh, yeah. I think we have to keep it. You're right.
And we do have 5 mana in
keep
hand. And we have the Servant, so we're on for the combo, I think, this game.
Yeah.
So let's play out the Servant.
Not a lot to be deduced from our opponent's start, so...
No, I mean, you could maybe assume that they're playing Boros Energy, but equally there are many other
keeping a
decks.
Boros Energy with, also with no turn 1 play would be,
It's challenging. I mean, if they did that, mean that maybe they've got a hand like with an Ajani, or a Goblin Bombardment, or notably not an Amp Raptor, because that was too strong for the format. Thankfully, Painter Servant unscathed in the BNR window.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was a big risk.
Do you think anything will happen to this deck in the next Random Restricted window?
Sorry. Let's take that again. I mean, don't do I think anything will happen to the deck in the next banner restricted window? I mean, they could look at hitting Bellower, I suppose.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Woodland Bellower maybe could be the target, given it doesn't see play in any other strategies, so it wouldn't neuter anything else. It would just take out the main target.
Yeah.
Our opponents fetched a Steam Vents, which maybe was unexpected, and they have a main deck consigned to memory for our Painter Servant. Wow. That might tell us something about the state of the format that people are doing there. Main deck consigned to memory.
So do we think this is Breach now?
I actually don't know what plays Wooded Foothills, Arid Mesa, Steam Vents consigned to memory. Notably, consigned to memory, really, really bad if you ever resolve a Painter Servant.
Yeah, this is true.
And now
Pretty good against Woodland Bellower triggers, though.
That's true. Well, the trick, yeah. So now we can Evo. I wonder if we do want to just get back our Painter Servant with Auralia. They could have a counterspell here, is the main issue. But I don't know if we can afford to play around that in this spot.
I'm not sure we can. I don't think we've got a lot else going on.
No.
Presenting Auralia is pretty good.
Yeah, let's just hope for the best. Oh, it worked. Amazing. The best happened. So yeah, we could grab Ralia and then buy back the Servant, and then we'll play out the Hierarch, and then we're on 4 mana with our Servant in play.
Yeah, I do think grabbing Ralia is better here than grabbing Hellraiser Goblin. Marginal, but
it's close. We would get ahead on the life total, which, as we all know, is what matters in Magic the Gathering. This notably turns off future copies of Consigned to Memory for our opponent.
Well, it can still counter triggered abilities, unfortunately, but
yeah, but they might not know that.
This is true. No, main deck Consign is a surprise.
Yeah, I have seen people play main deck Consign in things like Goyo's Vengeance, right? So you can reanimate a large creature, notably not Woodland Bellower, but maybe some other large creature. And then it would have an exile clause from the Goyos in the end step, and you could counter that. Temple Garden, okay. Into Leyline Binding, everybody's favorite 6-mana card that costs 2. Okay, this might be a challenge. They seem to have a lot of interaction over there, but I suppose we're 2 creatures up.
They're really respecting the painter, grabbing it with the binding there.
Yeah, I mean, in 2025 modern, you've got to respect Painter Servant. Now, we could offer up a trade here, actually, for their Scion of Draco, which I think would be ideal.
Yeah, I'm into that.
So let's come in with our Renegade Rallier. And notably, they're at 13, so they will be taking 4 down to 9 if they don't block, which they didn't. They no blocks from our opponent there. They're playing a dangerous game, especially as we drew a Painter Servant to really put the pressure on.
Yeah, 100%.
They spent quite a lot of resources trying to get rid of the first Painter Servant. Now, interestingly, Painter Servant and Scion of Draco is sort of a combo for our opponent.
We've given it trample. We could have thought that one through a bit more, but
yeah, and now they've got 2 4/4s with trample. Yeah, that's true. Lifelink might have been more of a problem for us. Interestingly, maybe we should be playing Scion of Draco in our deck. A really saucy draw there for us. We could take out one of their Scions, or we could try and go for gold here and play it tapped and hope to draw a land and jam a Bellower next turn.
I think we can go after one of the Scions and attack, no?
Okay.
I guess they probably have interaction, but...
They might do, although I think they're primarily... I don't know, it seems tricky.
we are dead to double Scion pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think they'd block? Probably not. So let's just go for the Witch Enchanter. Which Enchanter are we talking about?
Witch Enchanter?
Yeah. I think it's Disenchanter.
Yeah, Disenchanter Witch.
Disenchanter Witch, exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Do you think Wizards of the Coast were aware of such wordplay when they designed this card?
I don't know, honestly. It's hard to tell. We are presenting lethal attacks here, so I don't think they can attack.
No. Well, that is.
I mean, it's they only have 4 cards in hand, so it's unlikely they have anything relevant, right?
Yeah. Well, this is a ley line of the Guild Pact, and now they have quite a strong creature here. It's a 4/4 first strike, hexproof, lifelink, trample, vigilance. Which
Okay, that is unfortunate.
yeah,
Oof.
not going to have very long.
I mean,
our attacks are actually turned off, but we are 1 turn off combo. So if we find an untapped land, we could probably power through the Scion next turn. We've got a Surveil land in the deck. Yeah, this is tricky. Sino Draco really showing us what it's worth here. So we're going to need to get in for at least 17. No, more than that. Oh, and another Scion. It might be difficult for us to push through lethal even with the combo through these double Scions. And notably, we're going to need to not have a shock land on top. Eldritch Evolution. I think that also... Oh, no, that doesn't do it because we've drawn the Bellower. That is a shame. That is a shame.
What does that get? That gets...
We can get a Lark.
A Lark.
We can get...
No, that's not enough.
No. A Lark probably doesn't do it, does it? Because they're going to have 2 flies. So I think we need to really hit the land. Ideally, a fetch or a basic. Ooh. And that doesn't do it either, right? Because their creatures have hexproof. So we can't tap one down and block the other. So I think we're probably dead here.
I think we're
dead. That was close, though. It was close. They drew 3 of their consigns. So 3 of their Scions. So it's tricky. Do you...
Consign?
I think this might be the first round where we want our Force of Vigors.
Yeah, I like that.
And I wonder if we want Veil of Summer as well here. It's tricky. If they have a Leyline in play, obviously this is quite a strong card.
Yeah, that's very true. Hang on, does Leyline turn on our Bellower?
I don't think Leyline affects our creatures. I think it just affects their things.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It also only affects non-land permanents, so it doesn't,
Yeah, but Leyline, if we had it, would be a combo with Bellower, and maybe that's worth exploring.
No, it wouldn't, unfortunately.
Oh, does it not work? Because it doesn't turn the cards in your...
It doesn't,
tricky. So do you think it's worth bringing in the Veils, or do you just want to bring in the Vigors?
I think probably just the Vigors, unless we think they're big on counter magic.
Not particularly, I would guess. So there's three cards in. So maybe we could do the classic Trimmer Witness. We've been doing that. I quite like Witch Enchanter in this matchup. We've not really seen the impact of some of our 4-drops, notably Felidar Guardian and Prime Speaker Vanifar. Should we keep giving them the opportunity to perform? Or do you want to trim them?
I mean, yeah, it's tough. It's tough for them, right? Like, they're doing their best, but they just haven't had a chance to shine.
Yeah. We don't want to put them on the bench, right? And then they'll never get the opportunity to show what they're made of. So maybe, I think maybe we keep them in. Maybe we could trim a Dork, maybe. I don't know. They are important for speeding up the games, though. Maybe we trim a Lark. 3 Lark might be a bit heavy. Yeah, and notably doesn't
heavy
pitch to Vigor. And what else would you...
Maybe 1 4-drop has to
One
go.
4-drop, yeah, unfortunately. Maybe we just cut the Timeless Witness.
Sure. That works.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite clear that Timeless Witness has merit, but this hand's tough. We got 1 land. If we had 2 lands, this would be pretty great, I think.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we could keep this, or do you want to try to send it back and get something better?
Oh, it's tough, isn't it? I mean, we could keep it.
Hmm.
But what do you think?
If we draw another land,
It's
it's really quite
pretty greedy
it's
keep.
quite ideal. But I think it is a bit greedy, and the power level of the deck is such that I don't think we need to do that. This hand is quite good. I think we've got the interaction for their best starts. We've got a Dork and we've got an Evo, so I think I'm happy to keep this and probably bottom the Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, yep. I'm into that.
Dryad Arbor, I'm not certain of in the list.
Yeah,
It's a bit, it's not the best Dryad Arbor list, I would say. It does trigger Radagast. It lets you scry, and if you've got a creature, then you can put it into your hand, and it does let you turn fetches into other creatures with Birthing Ritual and Eldritch Evolution. Our opponent, so
they're going down to 5.
They're going down to 5.
They're looking for ley lines here, I think.
Yeah, Leyline is a good card in the matchup, I would say. But if they're doing that, we've got the Vigors ready. A very vigorous hand.
It's a very forceful and vigorous hand.
Yeah. I wonder what our opponent's thinking about. Maybe they're wondering if they need 3 ley lines to beat a Force of Vigor. Yeah, these are the sorts of things you might be thinking about if you're playing that sort of deck.
Definitely. It does make you wonder, should we be playing Scion of Draco? Although, the principal disadvantage obviously being that 12 doesn't Evo into Emrakul, but,
No, but it does Evo into Bellower, which...
it does Evo into Bellower.
So you could play your turn 2 creature and then immediately Evo on turn 3 into Bellower, which is very exciting. I've taken the opportunity to just play out the Bop and keep the fetch in hand, but they did keep a hand with a Lightning Bolt, which does make things quite tough for us. I think maybe we're fetching a Surveil land here. Or we could be fetching a Dryad Arbor for our evolution. That might not be worthwhile, though. We'll have to see. Because really, the best thing you can get off that is another Mana Dork or a Painter's Servant.
Or a Phantasmal Image copying Scion of Draco.
That would be exciting. That would be exciting. And then we could give our Scions Trample with the Painter's Servant. What's going on here?
Or indeed any of those abilities.
Territorial Kavu, eh? That could be quite a quick clock. I think I'm inclined to just Surveil here. I don't know if us having a Kavu is quite going to do what we want. So let's grab the Hedge Maze. Ooh, the Birthing Ritual.
I don't think we can keep that.
You don't think we can keep that?
We don't have any creatures. So.
Yeah, that's true. And we have drawn 2 Vigors. We were sort of hoping, really, for them to play into it, but they seem to have mulliganed away all of their artifacts and enchantments, which is, not a strategy I was expecting from them. Xander's lands from our opponent. They now have Domain. And that means that this Kavu is really going to start pressuring us. And they're going to exile our Birthing Ritual from our graveyard, yeah. Yeah, very threatening enchantment in the graveyard there. Okay, but they haven't made any other plays, so maybe they've got interaction, or maybe they've just got some more land. We could Evo now, after drawing the Bop, which I think is good, not giving our opponent a priority to kill our Birds of Paradise as well. Let's just do this immediately. Lovely. Ooh, what have we got here? They were paying costs. They've not got any blue mana available, so it seems likely this will resolve. Okay. What do you think we should be getting here? I would incline to go with a Rallier and just build resources.
Yeah, I think so.
And give ourselves the opportunity to top deck something. Maybe we pick up the Misty so we can Surveil. So this gives us the better chance of top decking, I suppose. So maybe we'll find something like a Lark or maybe a Vanifar. Ooh, Arena of Glory, that's a scary land. Notably, something that people sometimes play in Painter's Servant decks.
True, yeah. It has seen play.
Ooh, Scion. So, do you think we should just kill this and give ourselves the opportunity to have another turn, maybe? Because we're going to take 9, and then we just dead
I
to
think
the
so.
Kavu. Okay, I think I'm going to do it before they draw a card. I'll just let's just get rid of that. Oh, they've got a card. Oh, they've got a Stubborn Denial. Wow, brutal.
That's pretty tough.
Strong draw from our opponent here.
I'm wondering what's going to dig us out of this hole.
Yeah, I think a Lark would be something, right? We could then block both their creatures, although this does have trample. So we would be going to 1, but then we'd be able to Lark back some birds, I suppose. But yeah, it is. It's not ideal, I would say. Witch Enchanter. That's actually not bad. It doesn't. It lets us eat the Scion, though we are still losing to the Kavu at that point.
And then it loses trample. It does lose trample and first strike. So then we can trade with it.
Okay, let's keep the Witch Enchanter then.
With no Scion in play, it will not have first strike or trample.
Yeah, and their land isn't untapping because it's too tired.
It's a very tired arena.
Yeah. What are our opponents considering here? Maybe they've got a Leyline Binding for our Rallier. Well, I think it's pretty telegraphed turn. Let's just jam our Witch Enchanter that they were expecting. Witch Enchanter coming up multiple times in this match. Okay, Scion down. Not bad. They're going to come in. They come crashing in.
Could be worse. We're still alive. I think we have to double block here, and if we get
bolted, yeah, that's
bound with a ley line.
Yeah, leyline binding or lightning bolt does make this a bit tricky, but looks like we're just going to damage. No place from our opponent, so maybe we've got some time here. Ooh, a Painter Servant. I'm tempted just to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Get the clock going. Our opponent has interaction here.
Tanking on this.
Yeah. Paying costs. I wonder what they've got here. Maybe they're replicating Consign. Ooh, a Doorkeeper Thrall. Ooh. Okay.
Oh dear.
Well, I don't think that works quite the way they expected, because still got to choose a colour when Painter Servant enters. However,
it does stop our combo though.
Yeah, and it also stops basically all of our deck. I don't think we can remove this. But
I think. Oh,
opponent exerting Arena of Glory, tiring it out once more, working the arena hard. Ooh, and they've cast a Null Drifter, and they're going to attack for lethal in the air. That's probably it for us. But yeah, one round left really to show off the potential of this deck. And thankfully we have managed to do that in a couple of games so far. So hopefully we get some more chances to do that in the last round. What have they got?
I hope so. I would really like to play against Eldrazi. I think that would be nice.
Yeah, the popular deck in the metagame, I hear.
Here we go. Round 5 against Rusty Rocket.
Rusty Rocket. We're on the draw, but I don't think we can keep this. Again, we don't have any early plays, to be honest, which has been a theme. Maybe we should consider going up in the Dorks, so that we more consistently have them in our opener. 7 is, generally seen as an acceptable thing here. Here we have our combo. What are your thoughts on this 6?
Well, it's, I believe, the first opener that we've had with both combo pieces in it. So that's something.
Is that enough reason to keep
Doesn't
it?
do much else.
No, but no, we might have some time. Modern, it's a slower format than Legacy.
Yeah, okay. Let's keep it.
So let's.
What's the worst that could happen?
It's tricky. We've got Painter Servant, which in the last round our opponent really respected, and rightfully so. So if it sticks around, we might have plenty of time. Okay, no one drop from our opponent, and an amazing draw from us in Dream Dew Enhancer.
Huge.
We can now curve our 2 into 3 into 4, which is sort of perfect for what we want to be doing.
It's more like 2 into 3 into 4 into 4,
Yeah. Our opponent surveilling an overgrown tomb.
Green-black. I wonder what's going on here.
Yeah, green-black. Maybe they're playing Yawgmoth. This could be them representing Orcish Bowmasters, popular card in the metagame. And we've seen an Eternal Witness, which I don't mind, because that'll eventually buy us back our land. So
I quite like that.
Let's keep the Ewit. Maybe not so good if they do have the Bowmaster, but we'll get to that later. I think I'm just going to jam the Thicket and the Painter's Servant, put the fear in our opponent. And there they know.
This is usually the moment at which opponents start to sweat.
Yeah, exactly. They know that the clock is on and the combo is coming online. Yeah, ideally, in the next few sets, they might print
short turns
a blast into the format to give us more protection effects as well.
Yeah.
Maybe like a green blast.
Well, we kind of ideally we want like something that counters green spells.
That's true. And they did have the Bowmasters, so something that would counter green spells.
You had a good read there.
A good read there. Yeah, Modern's a complicated format, and people holding up 2 mana on turn 2 with black mana included. They could have any number of things, but Orcish Bowmasters, solid bet, I think, in a lot of spots. Our opponent now has a Grist, which not ideal for our Painter Servant game plan. And they again are really respecting the Painter Servant here and sacrificing their token to get rid of it. I suppose it does let them get in with their Orcish Bowmasters. Wondering if they should attack on this board. I don't know. It is a close decision. I could have the Hellraiser Goblins come in and snipe their Grist, and I'm sure they're thinking about that.
Yeah, that's a big concern for them.
Yeah. I think rightfully they've attacked there, and it's not the worst concern. Oh, hello. Felidar Guardian shows its face. So that actually lets us set up some different sorts of plays here. Like we could Ewit back a land, and then flicker our Eternal Witness next turn and grab something else out of our graveyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, really start.
I like returning a land here. We can't afford to stumble.
No, they've got a lot of pressure here. Our opponent's going to make a 1/1 every turn, so let's just grab back a Misty. And this is, Eternal Witness is a classic Modern card. Our opponent will know exactly what that does. Opponent playing Prosperous Innkeeper. Halfling Citizen.
Yeah, I think this is probably the Yawgmoth Young Wolf combo deck.
So when this enters,
I think there are Prosperous Innkeeper lines that make you gain infinite life.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
So it's probably like a Soul Cauldron as well, which could be tough for our E-Witness game.
Agatha's Soul Cauldron, yeah. Oh gosh, right.
There we go.
That is cool shot from Jasper there. That is really going to disrupt our plan if they keep that untapped, because we're sort of trying to get value out of our graveyard here, which it might be tricky at this point. They didn't attack though.
So we have other lines available.
Yeah, we do have other lines available, and maybe at this point it's not worth Eternal Witnessing, and maybe it's worth playing out the Dream Dew Enhancer.
I like that because you can follow that up with the Felidar Guardian. We can tap our own Eternal Witness and draw 2 cards.
However, that would trigger
It does
their
give them
orc,
an orc, I suppose.
which
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
not ideal, and we don't really have
Not
any
ideal.
great targets on their side of the board for our Entrancer. Sorry. And we do really want the land in our graveyard so we can keep pushing up to the Bellower. But the Soul Cauldron is quite tough in this spot.
I mean,
we could Evo.
We could Evo into a mage, witch rather.
Oh, Witch Enchanter. We could, or maybe a Radagast, which draws cards, and then we could flicker the Radagast.
Okay,
we could do that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Why not?
Or I think Vanifar might be a bit slow on this board. But yeah, we could. I think getting a Radagast.
Also, we really don't want to. We don't want to give them opportunity to. Oh, why are you fetching here?
I'm not sure why I did that. I think I was. My brain was shortcutting to casting the enhancer.
You've tunnel visioned on the. I mean, you get Dryad Arbor, I suppose, but we probably want that in the deck.
Yeah, I think I'll leave that in the deck. Maybe let's. Okay, I'm gonna fetch out the. We've got 2 white spells. Yeah, it's tricky. I'm gonna fetch out the red source in case we draw the goblin, and then I'll Evo. It's a bit unfortunate in case we draw 1 drop we want to play, but so it goes. You're right. You're making a good comment there about not wanting to give our opponent any activated abilities. So if they kill our Prime Speaker and then Agatha Soul Cauldron it, that could go really badly for us.
Yeah, very badly indeed.
So I think Radagast is the play here.
Okay. Yep.
So lovely. A trigger from Radagast.
It's a big 2/5 as well. I mean, they might choose to kill the Radagast.
They could do.
Lots of choices.
I'm not sure. I think it'll be a close decision from them whether they want Radagast to stick around. So maybe a bit of an uncertain quantity in Modern. I attempted to get the Bop just to have more mana available.
It's really unfortunate that you fetched.
Yeah, because we would have been able to play out the Bop, but yeah, that's my bad. I'm happy to own that mistake. I'm sorry. I'm sure I'll be seeing a reduction in my bonus this year.
I mean, it's your play points that are on the line here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So our opponent probably very jealous that we have a Radagast. I mean, Radagast would be pretty good in their deck.
I mean, it is nice that that they brought a 6th color to Magic with the Lord of the Rings set.
Oh yeah, a 6th color to Magic.
He's brown, so Radagast the brown.
Yes, a slightly unorthodox description of colors in Magic, but yeah, you're right. Having another color in Magic, developing the game. Our opponent just chaining Grists here. Grist quite strong against our deck, I think. And now all of their creatures are going to be Grists eventually when they get +1/+1 counters on them, which might be difficult for our deck to keep up with.
All Grists.
Yeah, all Grists. Maybe that's what they think their deck's called. Phantasmal Image. So no, that doesn't quite work. Okay, I think maybe I'm on board to just jam the Entrance. I think they will kill it. I don't think we're actually going to get out of this. We've sort of been constricted.
Image the Grist.
It's not a creature on the battlefield, though.
Oh yeah, good point. We could image one of the creatures that's a Grist, but that won't work.
No, it won't have a counter. We can copy the Bowmasters,
yeah,
and take out the Innkeeper. Maybe that might be something we could do, and then play out a Bop.
Yeah,
I think I'm happy just to try that, but I think we are in a tough spot here.
It's all falling apart.
We could also kill their Bowmaster, and then we could start drawing cards with the Enhancer. I think I'd rather do that, actually.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Let's do that.
Because we could set up like a, flicker the Entrancer with the Felidar Guardian.
Exactly.
Draw 2 more cards.
Yeah.
Powerhouse plays.
That is a way out, I suppose. Ooh, a Blood Artist. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Things might start getting a bit tricky here. They've now got a lot of creatures, but they haven't got any cards in hand. So, but they do have 2 Grist activations a turn now. And now they can sacrifice a creature to kill one of our creatures. So things aren't looking amazing, I would say. So they're going to drain us, and then they're going to take out the Phantasmal Imaged Orc. Yeah, and that gives them another Blood Artist trigger. They're really popping off over there.
They have been, leaving the door open for us by tapping their Agatha Soul Cauldron on their turn. So they're not really respecting the
No, not at all,
ralliers
actually.
in our deck.
I'm wondering if it's worth us just trading off with the Innkeeper.
Yeah,
So they don't have access to that.
So.
I mean, it will give us they will give them 2 Blood Artist triggers, which is a shame. Oh, I see. Well, that did force the tap out, I suppose, of the ASC, but probably isn't going to get us where we need to be. Yeah. Yeah, a couple of mistakes on my part this game. And those are really what would have cost us the game, I think, if we're going to get that far. So here we can play out one of our 4s and a Hierarch, or we can just jam the Lark. I'm not sure the Lark will do quite enough for us, though. Given they have the Soul Cauldron.
I think we might just be down. I think we concede here.
Maybe we just keep our information hidden.
Got to conserve the Dream Dew Enhancer.
Yeah, the Dew Dream Enhancer. That would be good. I once again, I think this is a Veil of Summer matchup. Lots of black interaction effects.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth bringing in Vigor, despite ASC being quite strong against us. Hopefully we can set up some sort of flicker with Enchanter. Once again, they're an Orc deck, and they do have the graveyard interaction, so maybe we cut a couple of those pieces. I think we found quite a nice sort of sideboard map strategy as we've played through, and we're giving an option for Prime Speaker and Fellow Dark Guardian to come out here as well.
I mean, we might want to cut Prime Speaker, but...
Yeah, that's true. Because of their interaction with ASC, maybe we want our Collector Roof to turn that off. We could plug in one of those. Or we could just bring back in one of these.
I think having one, just the Singleton Collector Roof is probably optimal.
Yeah, another turn 2 play as well.
Yeah.
It's all about finding those optimal deck building decisions. This hand, how do you feel about this?
I think it's fine. I think we're really hoping for like a Birthing Ritual.
Yeah, that would be good. We've not really seen Birthing Ritual do anything crazy yet, which it just certainly has the potential to with Lark. So yeah,
we've not really seen Lark shine this league, unfortunately.
No, it's one of my favorite cards in the deck, and it really isn't pulling its weight at the moment, which is a shame. We've even got 3 Revelark in this build. Turn 1 Pendelhaven from our opponent into a Delighted Halfling. Okay, similar sorts of strategy then. We found a Painter's Servant, which I think might be a better play than anything else we've got at the moment. So we could jam our Servant and Surveil. So let's
and a Surveil.
Let's see what we've got. Yeah. Oh, the Oof on top. How do you feel about that? We could put it in the graveyard to buy back with Ewit if we want it.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And then let's just let's get our Painter's Servant into play and start preparing for the combo. Lovely. It's just lovely how...
A few short turns away, no doubt.
Yeah, it's very close, to be honest. If we draw the... something like an evolution, we'll be well on our way. But I'm playing out Boseiju there, maybe indicating that they don't have any more lands. Usually you don't want to play this out, in case... Maybe they've got another Grist here. It does look like they're probably going to play another turn 2 Grist, which is a rough spot for us. Them having turn 2 Grist a couple of times is difficult. There is the Lark, though, which we were talking about. So I think maybe we attack Grist with Painter's Servant.
Yeah.
And then perhaps Ewit back the Oof, so we have access to that later. and then we can maybe play the Lark next turn, and then we have access to Fimage plus Lark.
I like that.
Our opponent's blocking. Okay, really wanted to preserve Wrist's loyalty counters. I'm going to buy back the Oof, and I'll hide the fact that we will have the Goblin available. I suppose we have the Bop in play, but this really signals that we're playing playing it, I suppose.
Playing Hellraiser Goblin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's clear. Whenever your opponent turn 3 after Forest Hedge Maze plays out Stomping Ground, they're almost guaranteed to have a Hellraiser Goblin in their deck.
Yeah. I mean, they're from the same set and everything. Gatecrash, home of Hellraiser Goblin. They really do indicate.
A very, very valid point.
Yeah. In fact, there's a quote on here from Domri Rod. And I wonder if we could be playing Domri Rod in this deck, to be honest. That's another thing to consider. Because we've got quite a high creature density. Our opponent really flooding the board out here. It's quite intimidating.
Pyroclasm would be pretty good on this board.
Yeah, it could be. Wow, okay. Well, it looks like we're going to get to resolve our Lark. Not that we've got anything in our graveyard currently. But...
No, indeed. Maybe, do we offer the Eternal Witness trade first?
Ooh. It's interesting. I mean, they could just block it with the Wall of Roots. But maybe we...
Yeah, but they might be greedy. You never know.
And try and trade off with the Young Wolf or an Insect token, maybe. That's true. Okay. Let's do that, and that gives us an opportunity to because we
Painter 7 can attack it. Well, okay.
We really just want it in the graveyard. They do have Pendelhaven, but I don't know. I think we just want this in the graveyard either way. So.
Oh, they have Pendelhaven up. That's very well spotted. I had not taken that into account.
Yeah.
Okay, they take the trade, so that's good for us.
They didn't even Pendelhaven. I wonder what they want their mana for. Either way, let's shock in the Stomping Ground. Now they know that the Goblin could be coming. And we'll jam our Lark. They didn't use the mana there. All of the Pendelhaven. That's surprising. I wonder what they were representing.
Maybe they've forgotten about their own Pendelhaven in the same manner that I forgot about their Pendelhaven, you know?
Would you say it's a forgettable card? Okay, they've sacrificed their creature. And they're going to kill our Lark. Excellent. So this is sort of happening how we want it to, because now we can buy back our Eternal Witness, which gets back our Lark. See, we have our own value engines. I don't think our opponent really expected that.
Maybe they didn't read Revelark.
Maybe. They were just like, it's a 4/3. I'll kill it. Oh, legendary spells uncounterable. This is intimidating. What's this? Hapatra, Vizier of Poisons. Okay, I was looking at that magic online. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may put a -1/-1 counter on it. And you make snakes whenever you put counters on things. Okay. Right, Phantasmal Image for us. I don't know if that changes our play, though. I still think our best play is to just play a Lark out. They might not trade this time with the Witness. That's the thing.
I think we keep the Witness back to block the Vizier or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is tough because really we want to play this with Veil up so we can counter their Grist. And maybe we just play out, say, an Oof and...
The trouble is, if they kill our birds, it's our only white source.
Well, we could image our birds. Right, we could image the birds and play out the Oof. And then next turn we'll have 6 mana to play Lark with Veil and have another image.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's go ahead. And I think I'm going to tap the birds just so we can guarantee having the mana available if we want it. And let's get the Oof down just in case they draw the Cauldron. And yeah, I think you're right. I'm going to keep the creatures back on defense. So we might get to Veil this turn as well if they down tick Grist again, which they might well do.
Yeah, if they draw Cauldron, they might try kill the youth.
Yeah, exactly. This is an interesting card to see in a Painter deck, I suppose, because usually Painter tends to be quite artifact focused and activated abilities, specifically of Grindstone.
They probably weren't. They didn't see it coming, I don't think.
No, people wouldn't generally expect Oof in a Painter Servant deck, fighting side by side. Okay, our opponent playing or activating Grist in their pre-combat main phase, and then choosing not to attack. Interesting. So now we can do the play we discussed, which is play out the Lark with Veil Protection, which is quite exciting, really, because we're going to start really having some presence on the board now. Our opponent could have something like a Chord of Calling here, which potentially could be devastating, but I wonder if they would have done that in their main phase. Right, they would have had a lot of activations they could have done there, so they just didn't do anything. I'm curious as to what they have in their hand at this point. Okay, they found a land, and they've kept a card on top, so it must be a good one. But they're going to mill it with their Grist. Interesting sequencing there with Grist and Around Mortuary. Maybe our opponent's a little flustered with the Revelark in play.
Mm.
And we, oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Well, that's the combo if we want it. I don't know if it's good enough on this board, but if we want to, we can actually image the Lark, then sack the imaged Lark to evolution, then buy back the image again as well, if we want.
That's pretty good.
And we can do that with Veil Protection. I think it's worth going for.
I like that.
So let's.
Yeah, they'll have to do a lot of blocking, and it'll yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really, that is our top end. So I wonder what our opponent has here. So we're going to copy the Lark, and then Evo the Phantasmal Image Lark. We're going to buy back the image. Imagine if we had a Radagast in play here. So many triggers. I think I'm just going to make another Lark.
So many triggers.
It's the best thing to clone. And then I'm going to grab the Bellower. Here we go. This is what we're here for.
Here we go.
So we've got 2 images left in our deck to get, because one's a Bop and one's a Lark.
Mm-hmm.
Our opponent now really considering their life choices, I suspect. Wondering if they have played the stronger creature combo deck in Modern. So
there's a lot of power on the board.
This is one of the biggest boards Modern might see, I would expect, unless you've got infinite Pestimites or something like that. And then
this is finitely large.
They must know this is coming, to be honest.
Yeah, it's obvious.
I'm going to hold up the Veil, and I might just swing with the whole team, to be honest. What have they got? They've got a 1/1, a 1/2, a 0/3, a 2/2, a 2/2. Well, actually, no, I have to attack with everyone. Because...
yeah, you don't actually have a choice.
So, let's not even think about it, to be honest. I was going to... Oh, I can choose who I attack. I think this is still just an attack on Rusty Rocket, to be honest. We've got the Veil to fight off Grist's minus if we care about that. All right, they're blocking some Bellowers. Yeah. Some expected plays here. They're going to take at least 8 from the Larks in the air. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So they're going to go to 7, and they're going to lose 3 creatures. So probably not the ideal spot for our opponent. We're passing with quite a large board. Now they're going to get to crack back in if they want to for 5, is it? Which, well, plus the Hellhaven, so 6, but they don't have a 1/1 currently, so still 5.
They'll get to kill one of our images with the Hapatra, which we can't actually...
We can't do much about it, even with Veil.
Unfortunately, Veil and Image doesn't really... Although, no, yeah, the trigger will be on the stack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I don't think there'll be a way of us stopping that trigger. Wonder what our opponent's thinking about here. It's nice to have seen Lark pop off a bit this game.
Yeah.
Black mana here.
Oh, what are they?
3. Oh, tappy. Legendary spell. Is this Yawgmoth? What's going on here? Oh, that's pretty bad for us.
I think but Veil is pretty good here.
Do we just Veil now? Does this make infinite 1/1s?
Yes.
It does. But we have 2...
But they're dead to double Lark. I think we Veil now.
Yeah, so they can't kill our creatures. But they can kill them in our turn. But they have to pay life.
Oh, yeah.
So
they don't have a way to gain...
I think we do this anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
But they don't have a way of gaining life to perpetuate the Yawgmoth cycle.
Another Lark, that's
What Larks?
A hasty Lark.
That's true, actually. Another Lark is pretty good here. So they're going to start... No, yeah, they're targeting their own creatures, which is fine. So they're going to make a bunch of 1/1s on the ground, and they can make up to 5 more 1/1s, I suppose. And they found the Cauldron, but we have a Collector Roof, so maybe they forgot about that.
Yeah. I think this might be game for them. I don't know. They've tapped out now. Well, actually, they have 2 Wall of Roots. They could find Innkeeper.
They could, yeah. They could also Cord. Nothing though. So they could put what? Oh, okay. They're attacking now as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'm not sure it makes sense, but it's something. So they can put a counter on a creature, but they can't put it on our
None
creatures.
None of ours because we Veiled.
But they get a 1/1 basically. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what they do here. They might mess with us so that we can't attack them for lethal, which could be problematic. Let's see what they do. Obviously, every time they activate this, they're going to be going down a life. So it's not... I don't know quite enough about the deck whether they can get out of this spot. They did mill a Cord there. Interesting. Wow, okay. Well, I wonder...
I think we just...
Jam Lark?
Jam Lark and go.
Yeah.
I would have tapped the birds, but never mind.
You would have tapped the birds? Or you would have tapped the other birds? I see.
Yeah, because it has to attack anyway.
I see. That makes sense. Good thinking. Yeah, let's just cast Lark then. They could kill the Hellraiser Goblin, of course. But then they're going to 4 and then
Let's see if they see the line.
Yeah.
I think they're dead here, unless there's some real nonsense. I'm hopeful.
Okay, they're going to kill the Oof, so they're going to get to activate Agatha's Soul Cauldron. I'm not sure what that does. I don't really understand enough about what they want to be doing. That's fine. Maybe they're hoping to find a Cord off the draws from the Yawgmoth. And then they can...
Yeah, maybe.
Cord into the Innkeeper. This is quite close, though. They're waiting now. They're wondering what...
It's a close game.
Yeah.
Rusty Rocket making us sweat.
Yeah. Pretty close on the clock as well.
Yeah, I mean, our deck is a lot more complex than theirs, so I think we're doing well.
Oh, okay, so they're going to get a lot of mana here, I suppose. Because they can now tap Yawgmoth for mana. What does this let them do? It's interesting how impactful that one-off Collector Oof was.
Yeah. See, I told you.
Yeah, good call there.
Just how I drew it up, you know?
Yeah. Classic painter sideboarding.
If they kill a lark, we get to bring Collector Oof back.
That is true. And they are, I suspect, in the business of wanting to remove larks from the board. Yeah, here we go. So they can get rid of one lark, but then we've got 2 more hasty larks. Okay, they're going to give each lark a -1/-1. So maybe they're not going to kill a lark. Well, now they're dead to all 3 larks. Okay.
I think they are just looking for an innkeeper here.
So that does kill that lark. I don't think they realize quite what that would do. Ah!
Hey!
We did it! Ah, perfect.
Good enough. Good enough.
Do you think it's worth bringing in the other Collector Oof in Game 3?
Possibly. Quite probably.
So, they've now seen our lark plan, and our 1-drops are less good on the draw versus the Bowmaster deck. So I'm wondering if we cut one of these like this.
Interesting. Why the Hierarch over the birds? Just
because birds casts Hellraiser Goblin.
Yeah. No, that is
Maybe the extra damage might matter sometimes. It's tough to say.
It's tough, these decisions.
Yeah.
They're what separate the expert Bellowing Painter players from the rest. I would say that you've probably played more matches with this deck than anyone else in the world, so that makes you the foremost Bellowing Painter player.
Wow, that's a strong statement there.
I feel pretty confident in stating that. You know, you've really put the hours in.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Absolutely.
What do you think about this hand then?
Oh, it's quite slow. The double lark isn't doing very much with just 2 lands.
Yeah, double lark.
I think we probably need to go looking for other things, don't you?
Yeah, I don't like. We could Fimage our Painter Servant, but we're not pushing towards anything here. Ooh, this hand. This hand kind of falls into the trap that we discussed, where it's weak to an Orcish Bowmaster.
But I don't think. I think this is a key.
Yeah, I think it is. What do you think you would like to put on the bottom of the library?
Ooh,
I'm leaning maybe
the Phantasmal.
Yeah, I was leaning Fimage. They will give us options to target, which might be useful, but
Lark is 5 mana.
Lark is 5
I know
mana.
how much you like it, but
yeah, okay.
We can always Lark. We can always evolution into Lark.
Let's pitch the Lark for now, and we can maybe grab a Lark off the Witness later. Ooh, turn 1 Young Wolf, a strong play for our opponent. They're in the spot they want to be in, I think.
It's a wolf and it's young, and the Ulvenwald makes no allowances for youth.
Yeah, I feel like the Ulvenwald need to be more accepting.
It's pretty harsh.
Yeah. Everyone's young once, and this young wolf's no different. I don't know what our opponent's considering in our upkeep. Maybe they have some 0 mana interaction that their Magic Online is sort of prompting them, and maybe they could cast at this point. Maybe they've got like an Endurance in hand.
Slaughter Pact?
Yeah, they could have a Slaughter Pact. That's true. It's been a while since I've seen anyone cast Slaughter Pact. I did used to see play in the days of Birthing Pod, which this deck is similar to.
Very similar to Birthing Pod.
Vanifar is basically a Birthing Pod.
Yeah. I think it's also similarly likely to get banned.
Yeah.
As we were discussing.
Well, that's why that card's picked up its moniker Banifar.
Uh-huh. Can you expand on that at all?
Well,
No?
sorry, I had something in my throat. Given that the card is so likely to be banned and is similar to a card on the ban list, you can call the card Banifar. It sounds a bit like Vanifar. That's sort of where that naming conventions come from. Okay, that's our opponents come back. We've actually drawn a land. It's not the best land we could have drawn.
Maybe the worst land we could have drawn, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to run out the. I'll run out the Noble Hierarch first this time. Now, I know last time it was ideal to lead on Birds of Paradise, but when you know, and Noble Hierarch.
No, things have changed. Obviously, things have changed. It's a different game.
It's a different scenario. Our opponent, Wooded Foothills, cracking. Does smell like they could have the Orc here. Orcish Bowmasters killing our Noble Hierarch, which would be perfect for them. Oh no, but they've led on Malevolent Rumble, and unfortunately they missed.
And they've whiffed.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, people really do think that Malevolent Rumble is a brilliant card, but obviously you can miss, which certainly swings the advantage bar back in our favour here.
Yeah, firmly.
They are setting up for a Yawgmoth next turn, though, so we really do want to be thinking about what we could be doing. That's a strong play if we can get to it. Birthing Ritual. Maybe we just run out the Ritual. I don't know. It's unfortunate that we don't have a land that would tap for mana this turn. A fetch land would be perfect here, for example. Just to cycle with Witness, and then next turn we could start pushing up the curve. Well, I feel like we're definitely playing out the Dryad Arbor this turn.
Yeah, and maybe just the birds. I don't know if that's too conservative.
Yeah, I think that is what gives us the most mana next turn. We could image our Hierarch, I suppose, and make the most of having 2 mana available as well.
I think that's worse than playing a bird, to be honest.
Okay. I mean, this way we can get in for some damage, maybe. Which, would be important, because now we're ahead on the clock. And on the life total.
Head on clock, head on life.
Yeah. Opponent playing out Verdant Catacombs. They've now hit their 4th mana, and they really can now start pressuring us. They can play something like a Yawgmoth, which would be difficult for us to manage on this board, I think. We might have to make our own Yawgmoth.
Yeah, we could make our own Yawgmoth. I think this feels like a Yawgmoth.
Yeah. Now that means that they might start picking off our creatures with their young wolf, which would be tricky for us. And then they could use their Yawgmoth to kill our Yawgmoth, because our Yawgmoth's a phantasmal image. So maybe that isn't where we want to be.
No, maybe not.
But
this feels pretty bad.
Yeah, maybe they just...
Let's see if they see the line.
They might just pass here. Remember, there are 50 play points on the line.
And who knows how many more could be on the line for them.
That's true. They may not be in the same bracket as us. Oh, they saw the line. They're taking out our Birds of Paradise. It's tough. And they get to draw a card. It's quite a good deal for them, really. Once again,
they are running out of time.
Yeah, they're spending a lot of time considering some of these triggers.
They might be suffering from the notorious Magic Online lag.
That's true, though. We're not suffering from it, so maybe they're on a different server to us or something. Okay, they only killed one of our creatures, which isn't obviously ideal.
They might want to keep their young wolf around if they have a second young wolf.
Yeah, and as
unless they plan to do it now,
a land here isn't so bad though.
Land.
In fact, we could Fimage their Yawgmoth and then play Birthing Ritual and hope to hit a 5-drop. Maybe we could. Maybe we'll get to Ritual into a Revelar. Now, if they see the line, they'll be able to stop us doing that. But that does mean they have to sacrifice their young wolf.
That's true. We could also evolution into a. We don't have enough mana to
rally it. Yeah, I wonder if that's just the direction we have to take. Just see if we can hit a lark.
Mm.
And of course, there are plenty of 4-drops we could go for as well if we miss on lark. So I'm tempted to just go for this, I think. Let's see. Maybe this will. I assume this will resolve.
They might think they need to kill our creatures, in which case we can float mana. No, okay.
No. Let's play out a phantasmal image. Some circles this is known as fantastic image. It's difficult to say.
Fantastic image.
Yeah. It's a classic card, this one, really. Perhaps more.
I would say it has been a standout performer in the deck so far.
Well, let's see what our opponent does here. Oh, they let our trigger go on the stack. That's exciting. Now, will they kill Yawgmoth? Oh, and we can grab a Radagast. Radagast not bad here. I think probably just want to go for that because having the image in play is a bit risky.
Yeah.
So let's sack this Yawgmoth. Let's grab Radagast. 2/5, notably difficult for Yawgmoth to manage. Nice. So there's the Painter Servant. I don't think we really want Lark in hand. It's probably good.
No, I don't think
not
so.
going to be really what we're going to do. But I think having the Servant is fine, and it will definitely put a trigger on the stack.
So land. Yeah, land plus Servant Evolution is
the combo.
Is a strong line.
That's true. I don't know if our creatures will live through the turn. Is my concern. If they have another Young Wolf, for example. Ooh, they've got a Soul Cauldron. Okay. But there's nothing amazing to exile just yet with the Soul Cauldron. But I see. So they've chosen. So now they can sack their Young Wolf and they can kill one of our creatures. It's quite a powerful combination, this deck. So now we don't have the out. Yeah, but it's a shame. If we get up to 5 mana here, we could basically split it on our opponent out of the game with Servant Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose
it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet. No, that's important to remember in spots like this. So we've got a couple of options here. We could Witness, which gets us the highest CMC. Unfortunately, we don't have a land. If we had a fetch land, we could really start going here, I think. And I think I'd like to Witness just another Birds or a Noble back, to be honest. We could play out the Painter. I suppose the Painter is difficult for them to kill.
There is the line Evolution into Bellower, get Rallier, get Image.
Oh. But they do have the Soul Cauldron. So actually Eternal Witness and Painter Servant are not really what we want to be. We could get we could Evolution into our Collector Roof to turn off the Soul Cauldron.
So, but if we do the Rallier line, they can take the Image away from us, but then we still get to Rallier end of turn into another 4.
Okay.
Or I don't know. That seems like the highest upside play.
All right.
I don't know.
No.
Other than that, I think it's just casting Painter Servant.
You convinced me. I'm sold. I don't think our opponent will be able to manage the pressure of a Bellower. Yeah. Also, it's another forest animal, clearly. So maybe the Young Wolf.
Yeah, maybe the Young Wolf will get scared and run away.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a 6/5, and this is only a youthful wolf. Surgical Extraction.
Okay, they've surgicaled now. That's a choice. And I think they don't realize that there's no Painter Servant in play.
They also didn't take the Image out of our graveyard.
They missed the one in the graveyard.
Complicated.
That's pretty good for us.
So now we can.
That's really good.
We could actually get the Oof now.
Rally.
And then we could.
I think just presenting. Then what? What's the game plan?
Well, then we can sack our Bellower to the ritual, I guess, and get like a Lark or something. I don't know. Just try and grind them out.
We can do that. Like, I don't know. I mean, like maybe that's correct.
I'm happy to carry on. I'm happy to just pressure them here. I mean, I'm sure they will.
Maybe they'll go for
Cauldron
it here.
here. I don't see how they don't go for the Cauldron here. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, maybe I think you're probably correct to.
That's okay. I think it was we discussed this line and we agreed on it, so I'm happy to go for it here. I'm interested to see where this game takes us now.
I think I'm not. Yeah, sacking the Bellower is unfortunate because we have no way of recurring it with the images gone.
No. Well, we have a Felidar Guardian, but
that's very true.
It doesn't do a lot with Painter Servant anymore because we can't just go and get a load of images, so we'd only be getting the one trigger off it, really. I wonder what our opponent's considering here. So we're going to get our Birthing Ritual trigger. Nicely with Birthing Ritual, though, we don't have to choose what we sack until we see the cards, right? So we can just kill the Agatha Soul Cauldron, sacking the Rallier, which I think is just...
I think that's probably the play.
Yeah, so let's sack Rallier. Let's grab Witch Enchanter, and let's just take that out of play. And that turns on the Witness in our hand.
Nice.
And we've got the biggest creature on board. So, maybe we're going to get there.
They're at 8. Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. They're at 8, and we have a big creature. They can only activate Yawgmoth so many times. They have hit Innkeeper, though, off the Yawgmoth, and I wonder if that's it. I'm not sure how the combo works exactly. Whenever a creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. So they need a Hapatra, I think.
They need a second Young Wolf.
Or a Young Wolf? Is that... Okay. Oh, no, they can put a counter on the Young Wolf every other one. I see. So that's 1 life for 2 activations. 2 life for 1 life. Right, they gain 1 life for 2 minus life. So it's better agreement, but not quite there. Sacking the treasure. Our opponent is very low on clock as well. And they conceded.
There we go.
Well, we got the 50 play points we were hoping for. Just to round out the video, what would you have to say about the deck?
Well, I think it didn't really get the chance to show off quite as much power as it can, but I think you saw some of the potential there in a couple of the Bellower lines. I think the power of the combo speaks for itself. I'm sure you'd agree.
Do you think it would be better? There was one spot I think where it would have been better to have drawn another, or to have another Bellower in the deck. Maybe we could have maybe we could have a second Bellower somewhere. And there were definitely a couple of spots where we had Servant Evolution in hand, and we were 1 mana off, or they had something to disrupt us before we got to that point.
Yeah.
But it was very close in a couple of spots just to having the 5 mana 2-card kill, both able to be played in 1 turn, which, actually is cheaper mana-wise than the Painter Servant combo in Legacy, which costs 6.
Oh, and that, yeah.
So, notable upside there with Evolution. The fact that you need a 4-drop in play.
I mean,
but
yeah, let's not forget that, but we can disregard it for the purposes of this example. I think one thing that stands out to me is that I'm really suspect of the sideboard. There were some real issues where we just didn't have the cards that we might have needed in the sideboard.
That's true.
For the matchups that we faced. So I think it might be back to the drawing board on the sideboard specifically.
Yeah, we have a lot of cards for Breach and for Boros, and we didn't play against either of those decks, actually. And we wasted a lot of space on Remorseful Cleric and Sun Cleanser.
Yeah. So perhaps should have considered that. I think one general takeaway is that the hands without an early play are pretty poor. The hands that just have Birthing Ritual and Eldritch Evolution and no creatures, that's pretty rough. And drawing too many copies of Phantasmal Image against decks without creatures is also, slightly problematic. But there are a lot of creatures in Modern, so I think Phantasmal Image really was pretty nice.
What would you say the MVP of the deck today was?
That's a tough question. The MVP of the deck. I'm going to have to go with Painter's Servant there.
Okay.
Really made the whole thing possible.
Let's see. I think my MVP.
Actually,
sorry, no, go ahead.
Dream Dew Enhancer also. Dream Dew Entrancer also very strong.
That's where I was going. That was going to be my MVP. Was the Entrancer. I think it definitely did win us a few games, just solo really, and
soloed them. Yeah.
Prime Speaker Vanifar.
The format is not ready.
No, well, the frog on frog action. Yeah. Prime Speaker Vanifar though, I'm not sure I would. I'm not sure I would be running Vanifar again. They really didn't perform, I think.
Yeah, I mean, in anticipation of it getting banned, it's probably best to adjust.
Yeah, best to adjust. We don't want to come to rely too heavily on it before that. Anyway, I think we can wrap things up now. Do you have any closing remarks, or yeah?
Well, just if you've got this far, thanks for watching. It's been a blast, and thanks to Francis for hosting this magnificent event on his channel.
Amazing. Thanks for joining us, Jasper. If you do have any feedback, we really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.